And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 127. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. And I hope you guys are doing great. 2025 is starting off not so good for some people, but that's fine. That's fine. Just learn how to make it better. Figure out what your situation is and try to make the best out of the situation that you currently are in. Because don't worry, there's always... What's the whole tunnel saying? There's always light at the end of the tunnel, something like that. So yeah, keep that in mind. There's always going to be a point where everything gets basically worse before it gets better. So yeah, got a lot of
That wasn't
content.
your favorite saying. I mean, it involved the tunnel, but I thought there was a train involved or something.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
whenever
crazy.
you're in a dark, scary place, don't worry, there'll be a white light that helps you out of it, you know.
If you're going to
There's
use
just
that
certain
metaphor,
things.
you should stick to the comic version because Green Arrow has his own version of that idiom, which is life is like a bow and arrow. You got to pull yourself back to be launched forward.
Oh, just to let you guys know, I have a lot of content coming up. The Cloud9 podcast is back, being on Sundays and Thursdays, and we have this show obviously Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Then we also have, the show with Professor Savage Dad, which is going to be basically Tuesdays moving forward, and then hopefully we can get a weekly show with me and the Last Comic Fan talking about, well, obviously reviewing comic books like I do with Savage Dad, and also covering news within the comic book industry as well when it ever, pops up. But even if that's not the case, there will be plenty of books to review and talk about for the long haul, because as you guys know, I have a lot of books actually, and I can spend more of the time reading them actually. But hey, the knowledge I have up here is insane. So we're going to do intros really quickly, and then we're going to start going into topics. So as you guys know, for obviously last week, cover the topics on here, and I clip them out and upload them as regular videos. So if you don't like watching podcasts, you want to just watch the highlights, don't worry.
Are you here?
I'll give you the highlights. I always ask the same thing too, but people will fucking watch no matter what, because I'm a genius Riz master, and I'm the entertainment. You're coming for quality, and I'm definitely the quality content here. Right,
I think WZ kind of like nailed it, right?
Right.
Hey. Everything's in the works.
The union. Thank you, the union.
I'm just saying, man, everything's in the works. You guys got to
Hey,
give
if
me
there's
the
an
right
RRR
time.
watch party, I'm down for RRR. That movie's great.
Well, he's supposed
That
to
shit's a
review
lot
it,
of
but
fun.
he hasn't seen that or the union. To review it.
Give
I
us some
didn't watch
time.
The Union, but
It's a good popcorn flick.
that's the Mark Wahlberg one, right?
Yeah.
Aw,
Holly Berry.
skip that. RRR any day, man. That movie is awesome.
RRR is a
I'm
lot
not
of
saying
fun,
it's
man.
not. I'm just saying it's a good popcorn flick.
Like, if you want to get your...
I'm around Chris Gore a lot. That guy brings that shit up all the time. Like,
Good Lord.
Okay,
Like-
when you guys talk about RR, it sounds like you guys are just in the middle of Baltimore.
I'm
You
just
gotta do
right
better,
now.
Senator.
The Union sounds like a movie where like you and your girlfriend are watching it for like 20 minutes, and she just takes your pants off and just starts blowing you. Honestly,
And how's
sounds
that
like a
bad?
chill kind of movie. Well, to be fair,
Because it's a woman, that's why.
I'm
Oh,
just laying out there. Women got to have some use because they ain't paying no bills. You know?
okay.
Oh,
Jesus.
Darnell, earlier we were talking about sports, and I wanted to show you some of the tapes that I randomly found at a Goodwill that I have no idea what they are.
But haven't watched yet.
Well, no, because I just bought these.
Yeah, because that makes a difference.
Eventually, you guys will get variations of these things. Eventually.
Loopers are great.
All right. So, Gray, Poupée, how you doing, man? What's going on?
Doing good, man. Just catching up on the final bit of the movies. I think the last one I want to watch from last year is The Last Showgirl. So, gonna watch that a little later. But other than that, yeah, just actually doing YouTube work again. So, good times.
Hell yeah, man.
Killing it.
You better get your channel working again, Or what you can do is basically just EFAP all of Organized Chaos's content, and then that's how you get the views, man. There you go. If you sit there and listen to that
that guy's
idiot,
such an idiot, man.
that guy's such
Jesus
an idiot.
Christ.
Man, so stupid.
And every time he ends a sentence, he goes, "Huh." He's like,
I watched
"Oh, yeah,
Rag-
what are you
Yes, he
doing?"
does.
Huh?
I
Like,
watched
it's
Rag's
like,
content on Organized Chaos.
Yeah.
About 3-4 weeks after I started YouTube, and I'm it's that point where you're starting to feel bad about your own content. You're starting to feel bad about yourself because the views aren't coming in. Like, oh, it must be I'm bad. And then I watched this video on Organized Chaos, like, holy shit, I'm a lot better at this than I thought.
Yeah, I mean,
Good
if you
man.
somebody like that, you're just like, oh, this guy can do it. Fucking literally anybody can. Like,
You know what's crazy?
he's one of those people that
Yeah.
needs to hide behind an avatar, and he didn't. And I think that was a big mistake.
Well, the problem is he's got the face for radio and the voice for silent film.
Yeah,
I just
pretty
want to point
much.
out the thing with Organized Chaos was that, you know how he calls like all the people that he talks about grifters, even though he doesn't even know what that word even means. I find it crazy that the thing about Bob that no one even brings up is that he himself, by the way he uses the word grifter, is one. People to kind of factor in. He never started out his channel doing what he's doing now. He started out his channel doing like versus videos with movies at the box office that became really, really big. He was doing pop culture content that did like kind of okay. The videos that he had on his channel that popped off were like Avengers versus Justice League at the box office, certain Marvel movie versus DC movie or whatever. And then he found that it was able to get traction and a lot of views to do basically EFAP content on like Gary's stuff and Critical Drinker stuff and like, you know, Ryan stuff. I find it weird how he's calling people grifters when he literally pivoted his entire channel to doing that. I'm just pointing
I'm
out.
not-
So did like
saying.
EVS and stuff.
I
It's like,
have
these guys,
no
they just-
problem with people changing the direction of their content, even if it is just because it gives you a bigger audience. That alone, I don't think is necessarily grifting. It's only grifting when you start actively lying and deceiving in favor of this new audience, or you're just utterly full of shit.
Well,
So
what I
basically my
find
wife.
what I find disingenuous about all those guys is it's like there's no way that you don't see all this, like, you know, all the shit that they complain about, like this side of the internet complaining about,
Yeah.
or that's how they consider it complaining about, even though we're just
It's
sitting there
just a
pointing
movie.
out
What
the
are you
obvious
talking about?
flaws. Yeah, they
Mhm.
do
Yeah.
that. They're like, well, why aren't we just promoting all the good stuff? It's like, well, show me the fucking good stuff then. Bring the
Yeah.
good stuff on. I would love to, dude. I like going to a movie and being surprised. Like I'll bring this up again. Wicked. I saw Wicked. I thought it was going to be trash. I ended up enjoying it. Good job.
That's how it should be.
I like to
there's-
be surprised by movies. If I go and see this next Captain America movie and it turns out to be freaking really good, I'm gonna have to, you know,
There's a reason I interrupted
eat
my
crow
YouTube
and say so. You know, like whatever. But
There's a
I'm not
reason
gonna
I
sit
entered
there
my
and tell
hiatus
you it's
to
bad
review
when
Nosferatu.
it's actually decent.
Sci-Fax, how was your weekend, sir?
Weekend is good. Just been chilling, doing streams. Had some help from the good people over there that hold my DualShock to help me out to try and make some overlays so my channel looks a little more professional. So my next couple of videos I'm doing should look slightly better, even though it still gets
Wait a
it's
minute.
pretty cheap.
More
but yeah.
quality? That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, it's weird.
Quality
What a
content is a
what a
mistake.
concept. Yeah.
Hey, I know all
No,
about
it's just so
quality.
it looks a little bit better, other than because I usually just throw up like it's like my logo, my camera,
Yeah.
and then like a poster, and it's still going to be kind of like that, but the background setting and everything will look a little better. And now I'm going to try and do more videos on the stuff that I talk about on these streams, like going
Mhm.
through articles and stuff, like a lot of people do. But it's like I already give my takes on a lot of these channels, so I might as well make videos on them too.
Well,
Why not?
the thing that you brought up earlier in the conversation is when you know, you give your opinions here versus like why would you kind of do it yourself? Well, the thing that when you do it in a group, people could kind of like, well, there's the chance. I'm not saying people do, but there's the chance that people, you know, don't remember your take, because when you talk in a groups of like 5 people for a video, like sometimes that we do,
Well, people
be
cut each other
forgotten.
off, and then all of a sudden everyone's opinion just becomes one big, you know, talking fest.
yeah.
And it's like,
So-
okay, let me get my actual thoughts out there. So
Yeah.
stuff like that helps.
That's why I always do it too. Like even on some of these shows, the reason why I'm doing this many topics now is just to catch up. But once I'm all caught up, most of the time I'll just be doing news videos alone. But I'll also talk about it on the show. It's still something to talk about, you know. Arza, what's going on, man? You're back in your dorm. You're gonna start making some content. You clout chasing piece of shit.
Damn right I am. You know, like you said, I'm back in my dorm semester starting back up. Looks like it's gonna be a relatively easy semester, though I might have to do a bit more reading than I want to do.
And
You
you
have to
just
move it-
jinxed yourself.
Probably. It's my last semester, so senioritis is gonna kick my ass, I guarantee it. I am so ready to be done. But I did manage to somehow grab a third minor this semester. So
Whoa.
Wow. That's not something you want to throw online.
No,
dude. Jesus
no.
Christ.
hey, I'm just
Well-
gonna put the super and super senior. What can I say?
Are they in that
Well,
closet
school
behind you with
related.
the half closed door?
That's what I-
Just
yeah,
hide
where are
that.
they-
You
where are you
need to hide
hiding
that a
them at?
little better.
For anyone that's
Jesus.
listening to this on the replay, he means this is school related. This is completely evolving with the
minor
university.
as in
That's
a
not helping.
certificate.
He might have grabbed him from a school.
No,
Jesus.
Yeah. Oh my
This is
God.
like,
Yes.
God.
There are 17-year-old college students. This is true.
Arza, are you R. Kelly?
Oh my
Wait,
God.
hold on. Although, to
Oh,
be fair,
God.
the age of consent in my state is 16.
That's not helping your
Why
case.
are we just
If
You're
you
not
put it out
helping.
there,
You're not helping anything.
doesn't
man.
help.
No.
Jesus.
that
I
makes you more insane.
all right, so I just managed to find a cognitive sciences minor. So it sounds like it means nothing. It's just a few extra classes though. So I managed to, it was 2 extra classes. So I picked it up.
Why not? I mean, sure.
I needed the credit
Absolutely.
hours anyway. I had to do these classes.
Yeah.
It just
And if
means
you
that I have a
give an
9:30
yeah,
now. And I
If you
hate
give you
waking
an,
early,
if you
bro.
give you an extra, a degree, fuck yeah, why not?
So I'm graduating with 3 minors and a 1 major,
Hell yeah,
which is
man.
kind of cool. But yeah, I'll be back to making content now that I'm not babysitting all the time. As much as I love my nephew, holy fuck, I can't
They are a
babysit him all the time.
Yeah.
9-month-olds are.
What do you do if you have your own kid? You can't be like, I'm going to college for a semester, honey. Take care of
Black
the
guys
kids.
do it all the time.
I imagine I could get the wife to watch the child
Oh,
for an hour.
Yeah,
I
or
know.
his wife's boyfriend. Either one. Arza might be into that.
I
kind
will
of thing.
come knocking on my sister's door. It's like, it's time to pay up, bitch.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. And you know what, Darnell? Now that I'm back in my dorm and I got a lot of time to myself, and I have my VCR set up, I can finally start watching movies again. So I maybe I'll send you my Excel list of all of my films because I have them all on 2 separate Excel lists, and you can pick 1 or 2.
Sweet.
Then I'll watch them by that week. Maybe we'll see.
All right.
Probably not.
Darnell.
Yeah, but
how are you, man?
I'm all right. I'm clearly hanging on by a thread here, but I'm okay.
Is that because of the shirt?
No. Quentin mentioned last time. I don't remember exactly how he put it, but I looked like a guy who's at the end of his rope, someone like with the shirt, but some I don't remember exactly how he
The
put
shirt
it.
is a cry for help.
About right. Well, that's my whole
Seems like
closet,
your
dude.
guy lives in Florida and sells boat trips with those those glasses on the bottom
Hey,
where you can see the
those-
fish below them.
Make fun of those dudes. Those dudes make fucking like $1,000 a trip, and they'll do like 4 trips a day.
Oh yeah, no, they probably make good
Gosh,
money.
man.
Make
but-
some fucking. They had a guy in Galveston. He would drive from one like a restaurant. I was on the water. They had like a
How
dock.
do you do that in Galveston, dude? That water out there is muddy as shit. Like,
Watch. Well, no, not
I
the
know,
glass
you go
bottom, but
further
like
out.
he would pick people up at this bar who were drunk, bring them to like the pier across like a little small like bay where they had like rides and bars and shit, and dude was making like something about it around the range of $5,000-6,000 a day doing this. Just loading his boat up, charging
Good
everybody
money.
$20 to $100 a person, depending how drunk they
Yep.
were. They'd give them cash and they'd freaking bring them across.
Well, I'm glad you guys all had great weekends. Actually, go over some of the people in the chat. Booming Bob, what's up, buddy? He commented on the Cloud9 podcast, season 13, episode 21 last night. As you guys know, kicked off our 2025 season. Where we are going to be talking about League of Legends esports Sundays and Thursdays. So get ready for some more content with that. 293 episodes. This show is at 127. I'm getting closer to my goal of 300 episodes for this show too. Man, will we ever get to like 600? Fuck, that would be crazy.
You would have had you not started over the numbering.
I will just say this. The only way to get to 600 again is if I were to do the thing I did before on that show. I did like 5 one-on-ones a day. That was insane. If I ever start doing that again, then I'll get to that point. But no, I'll make a big push for that when we're probably at like 300. I'll probably do it then. I want to just stretch it out for a little bit, get it nice and ready, and then go in. Bam.
Just lube up your channel a bit. Yeah. You can't go and drive for 600, man. It just doesn't work.
You see, you get me. You can't just like go all in at once. You gotta grease her up a little bit. You gotta make it a
They
little
end up
bit
like
juicy.
that OnlyFans chick who went for 1,000 dudes or whatever. And it's
Oh
just
god, holy shit!
Oh wait, I
I'm
saw
like,
like
today-
Sodom and
doing?
Gomorrah in there. Like it's
I
gonna be
saw
terrible.
today that one of them did hit 1,000 in 12 hours.
Well,
Yeah, I saw that too.
We'll probably cover
That's
that.
awful.
Yeah, we're gonna cover that on Wednesday. I want to say that one because usually talk about the girl stuff on Wednesday because I love shitting on modern women. You know what's crazy? That Lily Phillips video that we
Okay,
did.
I get the neighborhood.
Good lord, man! I was just bringing up, we did the Lily Phillips video with me, Gray, and Theo. Actually, that shit, I just put up the clip from the show. It did like almost 500 views, all because we just called her just a piece of shit. Like, I'm just pointing out here that women that sleep with a lot of guys typically don't actually have like best ways they can keep partners. Actually, you think after going through like 100 guys, she's gonna know what a good partner is?
I'm gonna say this. I get the whole, it's an impressive physical feat, because regardless of how you opinion of it, it is a physical feat. It's impressive. A chick to find 1,000 dudes to nail her in one day is not that impressive. Show me a guy who's gonna nail 1,000 chicks in a day who can find 1,000 who would nail him. That's impressive.
Me,
because for guys, it's like it's a freaking. It's
well, MSK could probably find 1,000 dudes to nail him too.
Whoa! Okay. I will say, I think MSK
you might
probably
have to pay
get.
him.
I think MSK could get 1,000 chicks to let him nail him, because none of them would feel it.
I have 9 inches.
It's a really small joke.
Around.
Good Lord, man. Good Lord. But hey, whatever the fucking bitch did to do with 1,000 dudes, you'd have to give up your fucking butthole at some point,
Not necessarily.
I'm just pointing out there that vagina can take a pounding. There's no way you'll ever sexually satisfy that woman.
Oh my God, that doesn't. No matter how many times you'd screw a dude in a day, it will not change the size of the opening. It's a physical, scientific fact. To change the size, you'd have to put something.
I know through my research in science, Darnell. I did the science on the women. I'm just kidding, guys. That sounds kind of weird. But are you gonna have quiz time with? Are you gonna have quiz time this week?
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Make sure you guys subscribe to everyone's channels here. Anytime that I do this kind of thing with people, you can always find their Twitter and their YouTube channels linked in the description box below. Not on the actual show, on the videos that I'm gonna release, because I don't change the video descriptions for these shows. I just keep it the same because it's just not worth the time doing all that. But since I'm a good-looking, hot, rich, charismatic, easy on the eyes, tall black guy, I was in Vegas this last weekend.
You forgot liar, but you're close.
Are you saying a minority is a liar? Are you essentially a bigot? Sir?
Oh, sorry, you're lying twice.
and I know you voted for Donald Trump. See, I can get you fired, man. See, I have that.
Is that because I'm white? Is it because I'm white?
Yes,
I'm in California, man. You don't know who I voted for. I voted for Trump. No.
God, man. All right, let's start some bangers here. I will not reset. I promise. I put that on. I'll delete my
last time, and you did.
I did, but I mean it this time. If I restart,
you promised last time.
If I have thoughts of restarting, I'm deleting the whole channel, or I'll give it to one of you guys. I'll just literally give it to one of you. You can have it. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Very little money where my mouth is, and not the thing that Arza thinks I'm putting in my mouth because he's just gay. Never happening. Never happening. We're getting the show bigger and better. See, I've mastered how to do podcasting at this point now. I am literally a genius. Your guys' pathetic, feeble human brains cannot comprehend the knowledge I have in my head, actually, at this point.
So what is your non-human brain?
Oh, shit. I think I put my foot in my mouth with that one, honestly.
His dick.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. So after this fire truck goes down the road, and we'll start.
We don't hear it. We don't hear it.
I do. My brain fries.
Okay. Yeah. We don't hear these things.
Yeah. So like basically where I live, if no one knows,
I just got a really dope noise gate. That shit can't I'm where my studio here is. It's like now I can hear it, but there's like machine shops all around my warehouse here because this is just a top story in my warehouse that I'm at. That's where I have my setup, and there's like machine shops going off. Usually it's like right now it's kind of late, so there's nothing going on.
It's very rare if we hear things on your end.
It'll be loud as hell, and it's like I'm surprised nothing comes through because I just turned my noise gate all the way the fuck up.
What about last week? Whenever you was it last week? You had that music going on downstairs, or the week before?
Someone was fucking jamming the fuck out. That was awesome. It's going off, man. He was listening to that classic metal. Man, this man's crazy.
I thought it was a band playing downstairs.
How do people listen to music like that? Dude's fucking screaming.
I play music like that.
Oh my god, Sci-Fax is one of them.
It's relaxing.
No,
I play death metal music, man. That's my jam.
People say it relaxes. It really does. Death metal relaxes them.
All right. Bob says he's
like
gonna
if you're,
fumble
if
like
you're
Cloud.
into Black
Good Lord.
Dahlia, Arch Enemy, Amon Amarth, stuff like that. I got you.
Thank you, Darnell, for calling this man out. I will never fail like C9. Never. MSK isn't Kazumi Scorcher. No, definitely not. No. There's way better porn stars that look better than her. Like, oh, hey man, Adriana Chedick looks better. I would nail her. If she wants me to. She would dig inside her ass for like 5 minutes or something like that. See what it tastes like. No.
Why?
Would you not want to dig inside it if you got the option?
Depends. Is like the one ring up there?
Well, you have to go through one ring at least, but yeah.
Good Lord. You guys have a way with words. Let's just say that. So we're going to start getting into topics here in just 1 second. All right, let me close down this one tab right here. So we're going to go over everything in order. We're going to try and get them done as quickly as possible, not go too long. So like essentially sex with my wife, I last like a good 10 minutes after like about a good 5 strokes in one position, switch, 5 strokes, switch, 5 strokes. She yaks on my yak, and then I end with my ectoplasm.
You described about 25 seconds, so that sounds about accurate.
25 seconds. You guys are insane, man. But Gray, you ready for some epic banger content? No? I think he's dead.
Banger? I hardly know her.
Gray literally
I have to be careful.
left.
I have
Gray's
to be
gone.
very careful saying that because the last time I said that is when he killed the stream.
Good Lord.
It was the exact same joke.
Well, I forgot I had 2 mutes on, but yes, I'm ready. Let's do this, MSK.
Yeah. Oh, before we go, one last quick thing.
Are you ready? Wait, before we go.
Before we go.
I'm ready.
Hold on. How do you
It's
pronounce
like
this?
a really long yellow light.
How do you pronounce this monkey's name?
Okay. Oh God,
Master Swag King? No, I'm sorry.
Djimon? Djimon.
Who are you talking about?
Djimon Hounsou.
Hounsou. Okay, yeah.
Just call me
Djimon
I don't know why I thought his name was Djimon. What the fuck?
Because you're looking at.
I mean, it is the best. It is top tier.
God, man. Okay, Djimon.
I'm just gonna reference that one song from Trout Fishing in America that none of you have heard.
Wait a
but
minute,
what about
hold on.
Dijon ketchup?
You said Djimon Hounsou?
Yes.
It's pronounced Hounsou.
What?
Whole new. Okay, maybe you're right. Actually, you're right. Let's just go with that one. I'm not
Just
gonna
call
do it.
him that one actor from Thor Ragnarok.
I mean, all the white
one he was in?
people that exist in that movie. There's not a single black
The
guy in that
one
movie.
that was the one he was in, isn't it?
No,
he
it's
was in,
Idris Elba.
Guardians. He's in Guardians.
Idris Elba's in.
Oh,
uh,
it is
right
for
now.
like-
It is
Idris
the guy
Elba's
from
for like
Guardians.
half a
He's like,
second.
I'm Star Lord. He's like, who?
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. I just couldn't remember which movie it was he was in.
Okay, so let's just say I forget. Darnell, just immediately cut in and just say his name. If you feel like I'm gonna forget.
If
I
you
don't care
mess
if you
it
cut
up,
in.
I'll give you this and
You're
I'll
like-
step in.
What is the name of the man with the exquisite complexion?
All right, so okay,
Seal.
hold on. Djimon Hounsou, right?
Djimon Hounsou, yeah.
All right, let's go. Hey everyone, I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about a African-American actor named Djimon Hounsou. So this is a guy that I've only really seen in the Shazam movies, actually. He played the wizard that gave Billy his powers. And this guy, he's been in a lot of other movies. He was even nominated for like Oscars as well. But every single time I'm ever hearing about this guy in the news, he's always talking about how he's broke and talking about like racism and all this other weird nonsensical bullshit. So the only thing that I will mention in his favor that a lot of people actually mess up because they're just not smart at all, because the average person is just literally retarded on so many different levels, obviously. So people like Googling his net worth. Okay, so his net worth is around 3 million or whatever, right? That does not mean he has $3 million in the bank, okay? What you're actually valued at versus what you have in the bank is two totally different things. Just saying. Like Elon Musk is valued at, I forgot the actual number, but do you think he actually has that much money in his bank? No, he's probably got 10 times more of that in his actual bank account. So putting it out there, just because you're worth a lot doesn't mean you actually have any money. So he recently had to have this interview where he was talking about like systemic racism. And as you guys know, I've talked about this at length on other episodes as well. Literally, you can defeat this argument so easily, but I'm going to go over and read his words. That way I can do it in front of you guys because you guys love it when I just destroy people and absolutely eviscerate them because I love doing it. And what great way to do it. Talking about a black guy, then having 5 white people here. That's just the ironies of all ironies. All right. Well, myself. I'm a white black guy. So,
I mean,
Djimon Hounsou.
Talking about money with a bunch of people with good credit scores, it might help. It might help.
Oh, shit. Oh, gosh. Djimon Hounsou says, I'm definitely underpaid and still struggling to make a living despite 2 Oscar nominations and many blockbuster roles. Now, this could also mean that whatever agent he has is also fucking him over on the deals potentially, or maybe he doesn't have an agent. Maybe he's signing all these deals himself. I mean, I literally don't know.
He's not. I guarantee he's not.
Yeah, because if there's a world where he's signing this by himself, then you just don't know what the hell you're doing then. But if you do have an agent and he is fucking you over, then get a new agent. Keep in mind, I don't know. I'm just playing both sides because I'm just trying to make both of the cases exist, right? Djimon Hounsou said in a recent interview with CNN, oh God, fuck, kill me now. Yes, just oh God, CNN, yes, the beacon of freedom of speech and no lies. You know, that great network that launched a streaming service.
Said in a recent interview with the Beacons of Truth, CNN. That's how you should have started it.
Yeah, CNN, that news network that tried to launch a streaming service that failed in one day. Yeah, great place you'd be having interviews with. All right. Djimon Hounsou said in a recent interview with CNN that he continues to struggle as a working actor in Hollywood despite several roles in studio blockbusters under his belt and 2 Oscar nominations to his name. The actor noted that his continued struggles in Hollywood points to the systemic racism that prevails in the film industry. All right, so just right there. Okay, so he's talking about
give it up for MSK reading. Come on.
Oh God!
Round of applause.
Okay,
you know what? I got done myself.
We cannot criticize his reading skill because somehow, despite all of the societal and racial pressures, he knows what a computer is.
You know what? That's a W right there. I mean, I barely know what a vagina is.
Do you even have a driver's license? I mean,
you know, I don't know what a vagina is either because I've never had sex with a woman because I'm a fucking incel virgin. You know, but
these definitely apply. This definitely
finally spoke some truth, man.
Speaking about,
crazy.
This
I always
is totally relevant.
I always speak the truth. But speaking of systemic racism, you know, you can easily just destroy this guy's point. Okay, so I'm just going to point it out this simple for people. The same system that he is involved in, he calls it racist, right? Yet this is the same system that allows him to be in, as he says, multiple blockbuster films. And keep in mind, not just that one that you got, not that, you know, maybe that second one you got. He was in multiple, okay? Oscar nominated, okay? But the system is racist, okay? How does one person conjure that as an argument when, by the definition of about how his career has been in Hollywood, the system isn't racist? If we're using that
so
as
far,
an
what you're
argument.
saying supports his actual argument, though, that he has been in Oscar-nominated films, and he's not getting the money that someone of his stature should be getting. So he's not getting the roles. Like, you're saying, hey, he's that black guy from Shazam. You're not giving him the respect that he deserves, and he deserves better than this, MSK.
But
do better.
To be fair, you look at these comments. Oh, he's been in 2 films that were Oscar nominated. Okay, what were they nominated for? Oh, they're nominated for best cinematography. Has nothing to do with him as an actor. Nominated for best writing.
Had something to do with
has nothing to do with him as an actor. It had nothing to do with him. It just because it's nominated doesn't mean shit. Hollywood awards are bullshit.
His 10 to 15 minutes of screen time, guys. I mean, he deserves way more money for his 10 to 15 minutes in all these movies.
He was really good in there. He deserves better than he's currently getting. Right now, who's hiring him is Zack Snyder. And I'm sorry, but those Rebel Moon movies, they suck. I think he does have a bad contract, and he's locked in there for at least 4 of them. That sucks. But I just watched this crappy documentary called Brats. It's about the Brat Pack, if you remember, like the 80s ones. But this dude is convinced that this one article that was released on, I think it's Andrew McCarthy. He's one of them from the Brat Pack, but
Yeah.
he's convinced that his entire career was killed by this one article that labeled them the Brat Pack. And then ever since that label, Hollywood wouldn't accept him as a real true actor.
He had a bunch of movies
I don't know.
after
Everyone
that.
has, I think everybody has some idea of like, oh, this is the thing that's holding me back. Looks like this dude's latching on to this.
Yeah,
I'm just pointing out, it's just a terrible mindset to latch that onto, because given by how his career has panned out, the system isn't racist. Why would it, if people this racist, give him all these roles? If they're that racist?
Okay, if the system's that racist, how is Denzel making fantastic movies and living?
Is this Samuel
comfortably?
Jackson, the
How is
highest
Samuel
paid actor
Jackson
ever?
making what he's making and acting into his fucking 80s? How?
They're still casting
It's-
Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. He's still getting
It's
cast in things.
racist. Idris Elba.
Michael B. Jordan
Halle
still casting
Berry.
and stuff.
It's
Yeah.
not racism, dude. Be better or get a better agent.
I hate when people just
Yeah.
blame the system like
Take
that.
the
There's
bigger
plenty of-
roles.
Yeah.
Like, find
Well-
bigger roles. Don't be side guy number 15 who has like
Some
two
guy
lines.
number 15. Oh, damn.
Like, yeah, you come in with
You
like
know,
a
I
couple
found-
lines, and yeah, sure, you do good with those couple lines, but it's like MSK just said, it's like, yeah, you're the wizard dude, and it's like you don't even remember the character's name
I remember
because that's
one
how
movie.
forgettable you are.
Well, 2 movies. He made it from beginning to end. Granted, he died in both of them. He made it from
Yeah.
beginning to end. Gladiator and the Fast and Furious that Vin Diesel destroys a parking garage with his foot.
Oh, he
I
was in
forget which
Fast
one that
7.
is. He was in the helicopter then when he throws a fucking belt of grenades out of a moving
Oh,
car onto the
he was-
helicopter.
He
He was in
Hawkeye.
that one too.
It was what was the name? Eagle Eye. He was trying to get the
Eagle
Eagle,
Eye,
Eye. Yeah. Okay,
So
yeah.
2 movies he was in from beginning to end.
Well, he's one of the most forgettable Fast and Furious villains, though. I'm just saying. Yeah.
I guess MSK is saying with Gladiator as well, they upgraded to a Denzel instead of bringing him back. I think they should have brought him back. It would have been great.
I thought he died at the end in the ride before the final
He
fight.
does not. He picks up
I'm
the
pretty sure he
sand and
died.
does the whole
Oh,
Russell Crowe thing.
Okay.
All right. I am still struggling trying to make a living. Henson said, after 30 years, maybe the first 10 years was trying to acclimate myself to the industry, to establish myself. This is another thing a lot of people forget whenever we talk about these things and just get lost in translation. Just because you do any of this stuff does not guarantee people will know who you are. I think people just come to things and expect, hey, if I just do this long enough, I will be known. By what? What are the actual chances of that happening? Keep in mind, the chances that you know any of the people that we just mentioned is pretty low, honestly, given the fact that there's a lot of actors, there's a lot of actresses, there's a lot of directors, writers, all that stuff. You know, he's been doing it this long. That's still commendable. I'm still going to give you props for that. But that doesn't mean that people should know you.
Yeah, how many times
Okay.
do you see actors and stuff in whatever you're watching, and you're like, oh, that's the guy from that movie, or that's the
Yeah.
guy from that show. You don't actually know his name. You're like, oh, he played that character in Sons of
Oh,
Anarchy, or
yeah.
he
Fucking
played that
dude from
in
Shawshank
Scrubs, or
Redemption.
whatever.
The
Yeah.
Shawshank
Really
Redemption,
quick.
Exactly.
Dude, with the
You
chiseled
sit there and
cheeks. He's in a lot. He's in a lot of
Oh,
shit.
that chiseled cheeks guy. Hey,
Yeah.
MSK, what is a
Yes.
female actor? Could you say that again?
A female actress?
Okay, that
Okay,
time you
he's just
didn't add
trying
an
to-
extra syllable.
Okay, he's just trying to fuck
So,
with me.
okay,
I hate
for
white
the
people. Hey, go, Darcy.
For the sake of generosity, I guess, I decided to look up how much his house is, like what his house is.
Yes.
So his house, he bought it for $2.1 million, which is half of his listed net worth. Okay.
Mhm.
He doesn't live there. He rents it out for $11,000 a month. It
'Cause
doesn't.
he can't afford to stay there, man.
It doesn't say where he's living. Just that
Mhm.
somebody else is living in that house. And now I decided I'd also do that math real quick, see how much that
Fine.
costs, and put it again because I forgot it. But it's like $141,000 a year being paid to him in rent money.
Seems like he's just bad at spending money. But I've been
That's what a
in
lot of
this
these people
business.
do. They start making this kind of money, and then they immediately go to start living beyond their means because they just think they're going to continuously get these giant checks and whatever. And it's like, yeah, you might have got 1 role, 2 roles, couple small movies, and sure, you get paid decent money, but it's not like, oh, every single movie you're getting paid blockbuster money for your B roll in some Netflix throwaway movie. It's
Yeah.
just not going to happen.
And
And
keep in mind,
they
he
live
attached
like it
himself to
does.
Zack Snyder, like you said, and even that should be almost career suicide, attaching anything your fucking brand is to that guy. But you know, he apparently is still getting roles. But I've been in the business making films now for over 2 decades and with 2 Oscar nominations and been in many blockbusters, and yet I'm still struggling financially to make a living. I'm definitely underpaid.
I agree. I'm also underpaid. Yep. And it's definitely because of my race. I agree with you.
I worked 14 years as a civil servant, making $38,000 a year. I was able to have a house over my head for 4 people of a 4-person family. I think you can make it work on what you
This
make.
guy's playing pretend.
Privilege.
This guy's just acting. Come on. This isn't actually any like 9 to 5 shit we're talking about. He's just acting. They say he's underpaid with many blockbusters.
And if you're not making it there, do like everyone else does. If I'm failing in a career, I'll find another one.
Wait a second. Now, this website is listing his net worth at $2 million, which means his net worth is less than the
You
value
can't believe
of his
any
house.
of that stuff because it changes.
I know. But this listing is saying that his net worth is lower than his house, which means there's some debt that we're not hearing about.
Oh, he's just in debt. I could easily told you that just from hearing what he's saying right here.
Well, when people start making a lot of money, you technically are always living in a state of debt. Like you have a bunch of debt, but your income that you make is enough to pay off whatever debts you have going forward. So a lot of these people who are like multi-billionaire or multi-millionaires and stuff say their net worth is 10 million, but they have $30 million of assets and stuff. They technically will only sit there and pay themselves enough to be paying off whatever they need to pay off. And then when they go to buy whatever they're going to buy, they put it on a new line of credit or whatever. They do that all the time. That's how these people live. They just they game the system. It doesn't sound like this guy's doing it very well.
That's a sign for you that systemic racism is not something you can deal with lightly, he added. Jesus fucking Christ. It's so deeply inserted. It's so deeply inserted in so many things we do across the board. You don't overcome it. You just sort of have to cope with it and survive the best way you can. This is, keep in mind, anyone that's hearing us talk about this specific quote here, when you're watching the actual video, never listen to anything this person says. That is a defeatist, horrible mindset for any black person to have. Oh, you know what? Don't do anything in life because there's a magical system that's in place that's designed for you to fail. So don't actually try to improve at anything or don't do better. Just give up. Just accept it. Fucking, that's so stupid.
Speaking of magical system, you saw the lady who runs BLM lost 2 of her 3 mansions.
Good Lord, man.
In the fires.
Oh no.
Like, we're at the point now where people are just going to start using this as a default. I guess you could say black actors.
Yeah, at the point. They've been doing that for years.
Yeah. Well, I would say more prevalent now because, it gets them more clicks. Like, it's crazy. You guys told me that Zack Snyder casted this guy in his Rebel Moon movies. Yeah, systemic racism. Crazy.
Isn't he like a big character in the movies too?
Didn't he also cast Ray Fisher in them too? Oh, another black guy. Yeah, Zack Snyder, the guy that's using systemic racism to cast black people in his movies. Fucking goofy.
Well, you see, he's casting it at a lower rate, so that's the.
He should get paid lower. He's black. I'm just kidding. Henson's career in Hollywood has included studio tentpoles like Furious 7, 2 Shazam films, the Marvel movies, Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain Marvel, and the horror franchise entries of A Quiet Place Part 2. I didn't even notice him in Quiet Place Part 2.
I remember him. I remember him now. When I saw that, I remembered it.
And A Quiet Place Day 1, plus Ridley Scott's Oscar-winning blockbuster Gladiator. Oh, systemic racism. Yeah, Ridley Scott, that racist guy who casted you in his movie. Yeah, fucking racist, man.
The dude's who's old enough. Like Ridley Scott's 90 years old, so he was probably around when all that racism was a real thing, and that guy's still not racist.
Yeah, he was nominated for 2 Best Supporting Actor Oscars thanks to his work in America and Blood Diamond, the latter of which co-starred Leonardo DiCaprio and grossed $170 million worldwide. The actor told The Guardian in 2023 that he feels tremendously cheated when it comes to Hollywood pay, explaining, "I've come up in the business with some people who are absolutely well off and have very little of my accolades. So I feel cheated in terms of finances and in terms of the workload as well." You know what's crazy? Some actors
get a better agent. That's what it sounds like. You need a better agent.
Invest your money into other things. There's plenty of actors that invest their money into other things that is going to give you generational wealth later on.
Ryan
if your
Reynolds.
career ever stumbles. Ryan Reynolds. The Rock does this. You know?
No, you don't even have to do that. You know what? All you have to do? Not buy a $2 million house.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
Because you got to think, your electricity bill is probably in the range of $5,000 a month.
I got to say,
then you got water. Then you got your housekeeper. Or landscaper.
It's a relatively
That's
big
all expensive
space.
as shit. If you buy a house like this and you could take care of yourself and you could save money on your electricity, go for it. I feel if I ever was a millionaire and I could buy a mansion, I'd cut my own damn grass. I'd fucking cut my own bushes outside. I'll
I'd be
take care of the damn
buying
house
I'd be buying
myself.
property out in place like Lancaster that's out in like bumfuck Egypt, and have a nice house out there that only costs
Yep.
150, 200,000. Really easy to upkeep, And then I guess if I have to travel into Hollywood, just leave a couple hours
shucks.
early for a few
Yeah.
weeks. Oh no. Oh, my
Yep.
travel time for this 6-week shoot. Oh, I'm going to be inconvenienced for.
And you can be in a
2
trailer
months
most
out
of the time
year.
anyway.
Yeah, and you could just sleep there. Like,
I'm also going to
Fuck,
point
man.
out
Or even buy a
that
house.
I'm also going to point out that this system he's talking about is so incredibly racist. A bunch of other black people managed to game it and are actually
Will
pretty well
Smith.
off. Well, yeah, Will Smith is one of them. Yeah,
I just want to point
Jada
out,
Smith
though,
even did it at one point.
this behavior is so on brand with the poor black
Hollywood.
stereotype out there. And Hollywood. But I mean, it's okay. So the whole stereotype around black people
it's
is
a victim mentality. That's
a
what it
victim
is.
mentality for one. So they're going to blame all their problems on an external locus of control. So it's someone else's fault. It's always someone else's fault. And then when they finally have the chance to get a leg up, instead of doing something intelligent with it, like buying a reasonable cost house, buying a car that just drives.
Yeah. Mhm.
When you think of a dumb black person, you think of them with a Rolex on or driving a Dodge
Rolex?
Charger.
Well, they have a
No.
studio apartment. They have a studio apartment while they got a Hellcat outside. Like,
Exactly.
That's a
I
dumb,
don't see
that's a
MSK
dumb
with the
decision.
Rolex.
I'm just pointing out that if you see a that's not a black person. That's a white person. A black person is
No,
smoking
no.
weed on the sidewalk talking
That
about
one
his
too.
Jordans.
Jordans,
And I'm
yeah.
getting a job.
But the whole
Without
thing is,
getting a
it's all they finally get some
They're
level
standing as
of
still as
wealth.
possible to not crease their Jordans. Yes.
Exactly. They get some wealth and they blow it on something stupid that they can't use to sustain themselves on or push themselves forward. And that's the exact same thing he did with the house. He bought the house because it was a status symbol and it was expensive, and now he can't sustain himself on it.
I've gone to studios for meetings and they're like, wow, we felt like you just got off the boat and then went back after Amistad. We didn't
It's
know.
from VR.
We didn't know
Amistad, sorry.
you were here as a true actor. Henson said at the time, when you hear things like that, you can see that some people's vision of you or what you represent is very limiting. Even if that's
Okay.
true, who cares?
Fair enough. He said some people.
So, yes.
He didn't say all people. Some.
What
That's
does it
not
have to do with his
systemic.
race?
But wait, no. But regardless, I get where he's coming from, and he's right. But that's some people. That's not the system. That's
Yeah.
some people. Like for instance, you have a guy in a cop uniform. No matter how nice or fair this guy is, certain cultures see that and they say, all people like this
Yep.
are horrible. That's an ism in itself.
Well, I got to
You know?
comment on the next things that he says on this next paragraph you're about to read.
Yeah.
I got comments on that one, so I'll let you
Yeah.
read that first,
I
and then I'll
just wanted
comment on that.
You're fine. I just wanted to go over this just really quickly. So just piggybacking off what Darnell said, how in the world would that even apply in his brain when he still continues to act? He says some people see him like that, yet you still do it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. How people can see a problem, understand they have to overcome it, but then still blame the problem that they're actively trying to overcome.
And if you got a problem with people see with casting divisions saying you're not they didn't know you were a serious actor, that's on you for picking the non-serious roles.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah,
Bruce
like I said,
Willis-
either
Yeah.
get a better
If I-
agent or
if I
say
was a-
no to some of these roles.
Or
Get a
if I was
better
a
agent
comedy,
or
if
say
I was
no.
a comedy
Find the
actor, and
better
I
roles.
went and read for Leonardo DiCaprio's role in Titanic, and I was told by the casting director, man, look, I know you got like 10 comedies on your belt and you made like 20 million every comedy, but we didn't think you were a serious actor. I wouldn't take fucking offense to that. I'd be like, you know what? You got a point, because all I did was
Bill's
stupid
got to
comedy.
get paid. Yeah,
That's
Nicholas
why a lot
But
of
all,
these-
I mean,
and-
I wouldn't expect you to
these
think I'm a serious
comedians-
actor.
A lot of
I was
these
gonna say,
comedians will do
Nicolas
that too. They
Cage
go to
and
serious
Bruce Willis
movies.
did this too. Both of them. Bruce Willis was just acting in random shit
No.
until he had that issue that came up with him later on that impacted his health. He still
Well,
got paid.
Right. But what I'm saying is specifically, he got offended that they said, we didn't think you were a serious actor. If you do a certain type of shit, they're going to think that's the type of actor you are.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get
So I hear what
typecast.
you're saying,
You get
Darnell,
typecast
and-
for a reason. Yeah.
And you're not wrong, but I don't think that's what happened to this dude, because he was in Amistad. Like, so he played one of the slaves on the ship. It was a rather dramatic role, and it's really awesome. But he's saying that like people were like, "Oh, you embodied that character so much, we thought you were fresh off the boat and you could not act." Like, that sucks that he was so good at the role that's how they see him. Like, that does suck. But then from there, he went on to Gladiator.
Yeah.
He's in so many amazing ones. Like you mentioned, now I'm blanking on both of them, the Quiet Place ones. He's the dude
Fast
on
and
the
the
boat.
Furious.
Well, on one of them, he's on a boat, and then one of them, he's on the island. But he chooses like some rather meaty roles, and they're a little bit smaller, but you always kind of remember him. Like, he was in Blood Diamond, and he was awesome in that one. I don't remember him as like horrible roles or anything like that, but he is kind of one of those character actors that gets lost. It sucks. He should have something that he's starred in, and sadly, he doesn't quite have that. It sucks.
But it is what it is. It's up to me to redeem that. And he goes on to say, I still have to prove why I need to get paid, he added. They always come at me with a complete lowball. We only have this much for the role, but we love you so much, and we really think you can bring so much. Film after film, it's a struggle. I have yet to meet the film that paid me fairly.
Like Sci-Fi said, welcome to real work.
That's actually work. Yeah.
Every year I had to do a performance review to keep my fucking job. Every year.
That's how most of that shit works.
You know why Samuel L. Jackson is so wealthy? He doesn't turn down jobs. Or Danny Trejo, he will never turn down a job if he can make it work. There's a reason they're wealthy. This perception of I'm not being paid what I'm worth, get off your fucking high horse. What you are worth is nothing. You have zero inherent value. As with the rest of actors, the only value any actor has is what the performance they are giving is going to draw in the box office. And I'm sorry, but some guy who did a couple of roles.
I'll give you one better. Tell me anybody out there in this fucking world that sees his name on a poster and says, I need to see that movie because he's in it.
You know what? I can sum up with
zero people. Oh, that guy's in it? Who cares?
You tell someone that he's going to star in the movie, and the response to it will be his only line from Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, wait. Now, don't get me wrong. If I see his name in a commercial or I see his face, I'm going to think, man, I'm going to like his character. Because I do like his characters in all these movies.
Yeah, but does it compel you to go see it?
No.
There?
I'm either going to. I have already made my mind up before he's in it or not.
So if he happens to be in it, you're like, oh, cool, he's there too. I guess
I want to touch on something Kevin said real quick.
On it. Sure.
That executives will cast white actors in leading films that will draw money at the box office. Fair enough. Who's the white actor that carried Equalizer franchise? I'll wait.
I just want to also point out that white people are the majority in stuff. So if you want diversity of, let's say,
here in America,
outcome,
sure, but we're actually technically minorities around the world.
You know,
you look at it as the world,
because people will use certain arguments like that. We're like, well, Hollywood typically casts white people. Well, because they're the majority. That's life. I'm sorry, you can't divert from that. White people make up a majority of people. Sorry,
if some chance you're watching this video, bud, I know you're competent. I know you know how to write. I know you know how to read. Maybe you write a script for yourself and have someone pitch it and get a good casting director know who's going to cast.
You gotta have connections in Hollywood by now.
Make your life what you want it to be.
All right.
Yeah.
So Henson most recently appeared in Zack Snyder's 2 Rebel Moon movies for Netflix. His upcoming slate includes the survival movie Beneath the Storm with Phoebe. Good Lord.
Phoebe
Dynevor. Oh, crazy. All right, so he's going to be in some movies. Let's just say that. I'm not pronouncing all that trash. So all this is ridiculous. If we're being completely honest here, all this is ridiculous. Let's start it here. Okay? I want you guys to really understand this. I know there's some young viewers that we have on the show. If you're black, I want to tell you this right now. Do not believe any of that, okay? You do not simply just have a defeatist mindset on stuff. That's the reason why black people think the way they do now. Because, well, you know what? Why try anything? There's already a fucking fairy tale system there to stop me. And it's like, what about all these other examples? Well, they just got lucky, dude. You just shut up. First, that's not how that works. There's no systemic racism. It was a thing, obviously, way back in the day, 1980s, 90s, 50s. Sure, I agree with that. Now, in this day and age, that doesn't exist. Come on. If you don't have a means to get to something, it's your fault.
He's been an actor for 30 years. He says he's been an actor for 30 years. It was worse back when he started than it is now. It is way better for black people now. It just is. And if you're going to sit there and still complain about that, then I'm going to keep saying this. Find a better fucking agent. Your agent is obviously getting you bad roles and they don't know how to fucking negotiate for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need to step in and do it yourself, then do it yourself, man. Tell them you're worth more.
Yeah.
But at this point, if you've been doing it for 30 years and you feel still screwed over, there's something on your end that is not working.
Yeah, because he can't blame it on I'm not getting the
Probably your
roles. Like,
agent.
yeah, because when I actually read through the article that Variety had, it dawned on me that I've seen him in way more things than I care to remember. And he's not a bad actor. Usually when I see this guy, he's doing a pretty good job. You can tell he's giving it his all. It's not like he's running it down. Like Nicolas Cage, he's running it down in some of those roles. I don't believe he was trying to get all of them. Nicolas Cage definitely has a run it down kind of feel. But I believe Djimon was giving his best in all those roles. The problem here is that like he's been given all these chances, and he's at this point. It just has to be racism. But you're giving chances though. If it's racism, you wouldn't have been giving any chances. Like, what's going on here? You know? Oh, Darnell, you're muted. You've been rapping, but I can't hear you.
I'm gonna give all these examples we gave him of doing better. Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
Dave Chappelle. The dude stuck his nose to the grindstone and fucking earned where he is today. He's been in some shit. He's been in shit roles. He was fucked over by in that system that was very prevalent a long time ago. That motherfucker, and he'll say it in his comedy today. That motherfucker, he busted his ass and didn't stop till he reached his point.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't blame anyone else. Now, part of his stand-up is to blame other races. But again, a stand-up has some nugget of truth. I mean, comedy has some nugget of truth, and some stand-up is just some comedy is just there to be observational. But the dude didn't stop. He's been on top of the world for what, since
years?
03?
Yeah.
03 when he had the Chappelle show. Yeah, he left, but you know what? The dude can't. He's like, you know what? Fuck it, I want to do it again, and did it again.
You literally can name so many black people that have been this way, have been successful. So many.
You don't even have to just bring it to black people. You could just look at it like blue collar work or whatever. If you're at a business for 30 fucking years and you don't sit there and ask for a raise every year and or don't get one and you never complain about it, and then 30 years later you're like, I'm not paid what I'm worth. I have 30 years of experience. That's your fucking fault, man, for not actually throwing that out there. If he's not sitting there fighting for it, then he's not going to get it. But if he's just taking whatever offers originally given to him, then that's what they're going to fucking pay him. They're not going to fight to pay him more.
I'm glad you brought this example.
Pay him more.
Let's use just a woman, not a black woman. You guys know I love this movie series a lot. Scream. What did Neve Campbell do when Paramount said you're not worth what you're worth? She said, I'm not being in the movie then. She literally just said, I'm not doing it.
And what
happened? They fired Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega and come on, Neve. Come on, girl. Sydney, Ghostface, Kumbaya. And she came back, obviously, could probably give her a fat paycheck.
Asian?
Why do you say Kumbaya like an Italian gangster?
I heard it like a Cajun.
I'm just pointing out, if certain roles you don't feel like are going to be the best for you long term, don't take them. How many actors have we heard interviews? Many of them say, I turned on this role because I just didn't feel like it was good. Some of them regret it. Will Smith had Wild Wild West or The Matrix. He regrets that one. Obviously, you're going to have that regret one every once in a while. That's obviously going to be the thing. But if you don't feel like it's going to be beneficial for you, you can say no. No one has a gun to your head saying you have to take this role. But we'll do closing thoughts and statements on this. We'll start with Arza, our resident white black man like myself. What do you think about Mr. Djimon's systemic racism comments?
He's just a dumbass who's looking to excuse the fact that he's a dumbass. He spent all of his money. He made a fool of himself, and he's got literally nothing to show for it. He chose bad roles. He's got a bad agent, and he's refusing to take roles that he should take. Because here's the thing. If you take a bad role that doesn't pay great, or if you take an okay role that doesn't pay great, it is a stepping stool to an even better role. How about if you're trying to change your appearance, you take a pay cut so you can prove to the world that you are a serious actor. You've got to prove this shit because life isn't about being given shit. You have to earn it all. He needs to, if he was serious and he actually wanted to make his life better, he would have done that. But he doesn't. All he wants to do is the easy coasting life, and he wants to complain about nothing so that he can feel better.
All right, Darnell, what about you?
I said my piece, man. The dude, look, man. I get how you feel. You feel how you feel, and I get you're told to feel a certain way. But we've listed numerous people who are not white who hit the fucking hit the top of Mount Everest. You're on top of the fucking world, dude. It's on you. You've been here 30 years. You make the change. You get the role you want. Fire agent, get a new one. Whatever you got to do it. But don't blame other people for your failures, or don't blame other people for why you're not where you need to be. That's LeBron James mentality, and don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Right, Cyfax, what about you?
Yeah, no, I've already said it. The main thing I would say, hey man, find a new fucking agent. If you think you're worth more, you need to have somebody fighting for you to make more. Because most of these guys aren't in those rooms doing the deals, doing all that stuff. That's what they have an agent for. If he's not getting the money he thinks he deserves, fine. Then get a new agent who will fight for you to do that. Because yeah, like we've all said, like everything we've seen him in, he's usually pretty damn good in. That's one thing, sure. But if all your roles are in, like I said, side guy number freaking 5 or whatever, then like who kind of cares? He has 2 movies that you can really reference in the last 30 years of his career that he's been around for, like the whole movie, like Gladiator or something. Okay, great. I use that as an example for when somebody else hires you. But there's plenty of actors. Like I was just thinking of one like Daniel Radcliffe, right? He did all the Harry Potter movies. And then what do you see him in? You see him in a bunch of like indie films because he wants to expand how his acting
He
career
changed
is.
his opinion of him.
And you know what? I guarantee he didn't make anywhere near Harry Potter money for some of these like really low budget random movies. And if you're doing low budget whatever movies, you're not going to get paid the big money as the main guy. You're just not. So unless you're getting these roles as the main person or like the second billing, you know, you got to be in the billing. If your name is not on the posters, you're not getting paid as well as everybody else. You're just not. So get a better agent, man. That's the best way I would put it. And just however you want to feel. And like somebody in the chat's like, oh, you don't tell people how to feel. Cool. I'm not telling him how to feel. I'm telling him he needs a new agent.
I'm just
Get a
telling
new
you the
fucking
reality
agent.
of the situation. Yeah, I'm not saying, and keep in mind, so I will also point this out. Someone can say how they feel. That doesn't make you right. I can feel that I'm a fucking circus clown riding on a unicycle.
You'd be right in that case, though.
Okay, maybe that one wasn't the best setup, actually. You know, Gray, what about you, man? Your
Yeah,
thoughts on this one?
I guess I see it a little closer to his point. I'm not gonna say that it's racism that does this or anything, but man, the dude has killed it in like almost every role that he's been in. So you're right. I don't generally seek out films where he's like top billing because sadly he is more of a character actor. He isn't a leading man. He could have a point that there aren't like a ton of, Will Smith seems to take the brunt of kind of if you need an action, somewhat buff black dude who's charismatic. He could be writing his own stuff, like you guys mentioned, and he could have his agent be fighting for it more, but you might have a point that there aren't as many properties out there. I think the thing that you do with that is you try and make your own. It seems like, yes, the opportunities are not there. You got to try to make the most of it. But man, there's been so many amazing character actors who have been associated with so many major things. Like I'm thinking of a lot of the dudes with like the Coen brothers films. Yeah, they don't get the recognition that they deserve. And it would be awesome if there was like some leading thing for them. But a lot of them end up kind of writing something. And, that doesn't always go well. I think Chris Pine was feeling a bit of this. So he wrote his movie, The Pool Man. And man, that thing sucks. So I don't know. Yeah, you're not guaranteed to like have success even if you make your own shit, but you are guaranteed to star in it if you're making it. So
what is Zachary Levy doing? That I'll just add to your point before I go. Zachary Levy, whoever fucking pronounces his last name, he's gonna start doing his own shit now. He's like, you know what? I made enough money. Now I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna build my own Hollywood studios. Yeah, that's kind of the way you actually, I'll say, push your career into a new direction. Is you get money, you allocate it to a certain place to make it better for you long term. But just, my closing thoughts on this is, good Lord, man, I hate when any black person blames systemic racism, even though they'll be literally given opportunities, which proves otherwise it's systemic that's holding you back. just pointing out, hey, there might be some people that don't like you because you're race. Maybe, or maybe they didn't like you because you like mad. Maybe you looked at them the wrong way. Maybe you kind of bumped them the wrong way. Pointing out, it could be a lot of different reasons. But yeah, any actor, especially any black one, blaming systemic racism when they've been given all this roles, all this much money, is just lying. That's a coping mechanism, and it just surely proves that the system is not racist. The system is racist, but you were giving all these movies. Pick one. Is the systemic racism in the room with you right now? Just pointing it out there, But yeah, that's just how it works. That's how these kind of things go. But yes, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King. We're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Deuces. Peace. All right. I want to point out one thing in the chat. Just one thing, and we'll go to the next video. I promise. This here. Okay. Just pointing it out. Cops aren't specifically going out and killing black people. That is a scenario where I've actually looked into it. That happens about, I think it was 15 times or 15%. I could be wrong, but either way, it doesn't change what I'm going to bring up anyway for next point. So that's not, so how in a situation that happens basically 50% of the time is racism. I just don't get it.
I would like to point out one thing for you as well, Kevin. You said that MSK is playing us for clicks. Well, I'm not clicking because I'm actively on this. Well, I did click, but I'm actively on the stream. So he's not playing me. And you're the one who's giving him the watch hours by there's nothing more loyal than a hate watcher. And I'm so glad you're pouring that out. And I just want to say, MSK, the fact that you have a hate watcher means we are doing something right.
I've seen Kevin here. I don't think he hates. He's one of those left liberal black people. It's fine. It's all good. But dude, I would just say this. Black people commit like 50% of crime, and those murders too. They're not the innocent ones that the media likes to make them out to be. They're not. They commit over half of the crime. This is not me making this up. This comes from the National Crime Database. Apparently they're just these sweet, nice people that are just, their system is hurting them. No,
hey,
it's not.
It is a knife.
13% of the people do half of the crime. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, that's
absurd.
To be fair, it is 50% of violent crime
that's
and
even
not
worse.
all crime.
That's even worse.
I know, but these people, they will play the semantics with you because admittedly, white people technically commit a lot more crime, but it's all like tax evasion and shit.
To be fair, that's also because there's more than that exist. I would hope that. Yeah, that's kind of like a.
But it's mostly just like tax evasion and stupid shit like that. They're not real crimes.
What's with white people and avoiding their taxes? I mean, I can't really blame them though. Paying taxes is stupid, honestly. All right, let me get up one moment. I agree. I mean, literally one moment. I'm gonna bring up the next thing. Just 1 second. I have to bring up the box office projections for Captain America 4 really quickly, and we'll get into it. But yeah, everyone's free to have conversation. I just. Where everything's good. Don't go crazy on me. Otherwise, I'll fight you in the streets.
See, hopefully, most of us are free speech absolutists. So even if we all disagree with you, you have a place on the stream as a disagreeer.
Yeah.
You are always more than welcome to comment and say whatever it is you believe. But we have the exact same right to disagree and disprove. We are not doing anything for clicks. MSK, I hope, would be saying everything he says regardless of an audience.
He does. I do. I can tell you he does. He does. I've seen and heard this motherfucker say all the same shit.
I'm going to be hanging out with D and Uncle T in about a week and a half, man. Those are two black dudes, and I'm going to say the same shit
scared,
I said
man?
to them.
Is this
everybody, and everybody, they're I don't know, level-headed individuals. So
So in all reality, the only person being played as an idiot, being played stupid, is you, who is wasting your time hate watching, because we all believe what we say. Otherwise, we wouldn't say it. Because when you lie to a screen, it is actively draining.
Wait, let me compound on what you just said. It's not that we believe it. The studies have been done. The research has been done. We believe what we believe because we see the evidence. Bottom line. That's all I'm saying to you, Kevin. Have a good night, dude.
Kevin,
hope you have a safe good night.
You've been here for a while. You're fine, man. Again. I'll just say this. Look into stuff. because the mainstream media can definitely lie to you and make you feel like something is happening that's in a large mass versus when it's happening in a small mass. And then also tricky to believe that the people that you're defending are the ones that actually doing the crime. Crazy. But
And I will say, I admit, I'm in a very argumentative mood today. I've literally been arguing with idiots about free speech all day. Because I have a ton of people tell me freedom of speech is a bad thing.
You are at college, so that makes sense.
It's time to stop.
So like I'm still kind of like actively in argument. So I'm still in argument mode. So there is that.
You're fine, man. Ain't no worries. You guys are good. Because, if you weren't good, we would have to magically yeet a episode. And I don't think I've ever did that, actually.
Michael's right. What fucking views?
He doesn't have a profile picture.
God.
No, not Kevin. MSK. What views? 65 max.
I actually get more views. It's crazy. I actually
I got 100 views on my stupid Den of Thieves review, man. Come on. You can do better.
I'm just pointing out. I get more views uploading the actual topics we do than doing the streams. I do the streams because I like doing these things.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Upload the cut videos, you may get more views.
That's what I was saying. That like he gets the watch hours though from this.
But I get it. No, I get it. But as I'm thinking about it, if he uploads 10 to 20 minute videos, and that gets like, let's just say 50 views a day, 50 times 10 minutes, that's how many hours?
Well, I mean, if I'm sure you upload videos. We all upload videos. Like, what's the average watch time on those? Like, if the shorter my videos, the shorter videos that I do will get a lot more view time on.
My 2 minute, my 2 minute views
video, they get the same amount of watch time.
My music channel that I put music to, my average watch time is 30 seconds. 1 to 2 minutes. So I mean, I don't get much. So what do I know?
I'll get like 2 minutes on a 5-minute video, and I'm like, dude, I'm even cutting down the video times. It doesn't really balance.
I don't care about watch time.
But if somebody sits here and hate watches for 2 hours, you just got 2 hours watch time.
Exactly. I don't give two shakes of rat's ass about watch time. I make content for me. I don't make content for others. So
same with MSK.
When I do it, I read through the study, the paper once. I highlight the paper that one time I read it, and then I just talk. I don't write a script. I don't plan much. I might plan a little bit, but it's never like deliberately planning. It's like, oh, I should say that. And then I talk until I've exhausted what I have to say, and it usually takes about 12 minutes, and then I'm done.
When I started, like my first couple of videos, I had scripts written out and they'd be like pages long, and like all my videos were 15, 20 minutes. And I'm like, dude, nobody's watching all this shit. And like I would have it all typed out, and I was like, oh, it's better just to make like bullet point remarks just to remind myself of what to talk about, and then just kind of go like speak freely on what I want to talk about.
Now, see, if
and
I had
that works out way better.
If I had the time, skill, and interest, I would totally do like 2-hour videos. Like I love sitting down and watching a Mahler video. Or Aiden Paladin, just sitting there and watching them for just talk and sound smart. I love watching that content. I'd love to make it. I can't make it, at least not currently, but I totally would.
All right, we'll do the next topic when Sci-Fi's come back because I'm ready to go in a little bit. All right, let's have some fun, everyone.
My cat from my screen.
You have to remove your pussy?
Yes, twice.
Actually, MSK, would you mind waiting 1 second so I can move my laundry?
Screen.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Go ahead.
It's funny. She sees everybody talking because I use a TV as a monitor. So she goes up there and just swats at everybody's face. And then I'm like, I can't fucking see anything. I got a headphone in. She can't hear you.
Good Lord. It's okay.
I used to use a sound bar, and then that was a problem because it would bleed through the mic. And then I got a Bluetooth adapter so I can use my headphones, and way better.
Yeah.
So okay. My cat would be sitting there just like, looking like, where the fuck's the sound coming from, while she's swatting at people, and I'm like, god damn it.
Give me 1 second. You guys talk for a second. I have to reply to this long message. I'm still here.
1,000. All right, we're done.
Good Lord. All right. Now I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But no, it's a crazy life we live. I do this because I just genuinely enjoy doing it. As everyone knows, if I'm not having fun with something, I would just quit it. But I've never not had fun with doing content. I just always do doing it. Like, hey, there's some videos I do that do good, some do bad. And people bring up like views. I tell you, I don't care. I get up a video that has like 10 views. I literally couldn't give any shits at all. I don't care. Like as long
Yeah,
as
MSK never
some
deletes
people watched
videos.
it,
Or
I
It
think
always
some
tends to
people
be the
watched
stuff that it always seems to be the stuff that I kind of just threw together for like a quick video that tends to do better than stuff that I tried on. And I'm
I
like,
know.
at this point, I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna do whatever I'm gonna do and just hopefully it works out. Like,
There's nothing more depressing than when you're really proud of a video and it gets 30 views.
yeah, like I did a top 10 video. I went through, got all the thumbnails, I did all the stuff, and like tried to make transitions, do a bunch of work to it. And I'm like, then I throw in a Den of Thieves video, and that shit did more than that in like 2 days.
But
And I'm like, what the fuck's the
look,
point of
hey,
this?
no, really, don't look at it as a failure because you took the
Yeah,
time.
no.
That you made
Well, it helped me
yourself
learn the
better.
programs better.
There
Yeah,
you go.
like,
It made yourself better.
I'm getting better at this stuff to be
It's never a
quicker with
failure.
it. Yeah, no. Trust me, I get that. I just find it funny the correlation of like the amount of time sometimes you put into something doesn't equal the amount of what you would think you would get out of it, and then you do something that's like, I just like I said, I just did a review of 4-minute, 5-minute little review after I watched a movie, just said my thoughts for a couple minutes, and I was like, oh well, that one got more views than the other one.
Oh, before we
So I'm
go
like, okay,
into the next topic, what you should do that I know a lot of people do that's easy, maybe you do as a short, do a quick out of the theater review. Apparently those
I
just
do
do
those.
tremendously well. Yeah. Maybe,
I
maybe
usually
do my
when I'm
shorts.
out with when I go and meet up with DA and Chris Gore, we do out of theater reviews.
Oh,
I'm in a lot of their
whoa.
videos and stuff.
Whoa. You're friends with a black guy? That's crazy. That's racist, dude. Come on, stop doing that.
Moving
stuff.
on.
Yeah.
Next video.
All right.
I gotta get to bed. It's
In
10:30.
my or you got to jump out.
No. I'm saying let's go. Let's go.
Oh, my
Next
asshole's killing me. All right, yeah, you're right. We got to go into my butthole. I'm kidding, guys.
We're already over an hour.
You're right. Hey everyone, I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Captain America: Brave New World, as this movie is close to hitting the movie theaters worldwide, and its box office projections have come in. So Captain America: Brave New World, ever since it was announced after the Falcon and the Winter Soldier season 1, the MCU Disney Plus TV series, this movie has gone through so many different writers, reshoots. It's had constant test screenings that have basically failed. We're getting several different versions of the movie that people have said that just isn't as good. Hold on, wait a minute. Am I frozen?
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Where the fuck are your parents? Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
You weren't frozen?
You were all good on our end.
No, bro, you were good.
Okay,
I got
whatever.
you at your live right here. You were good.
I hate black people. I love white people. All right, give me one restart. All right,
We
brain's
should-
working. My
Just
brain
leave it
is
all in.
working.
All right.
My
We
go.
should teach
I-
MSK how
I'm
to
good.
edit.
My brain is working, and I will put a fist in Arza's ass.
Yes!
All right.
Okay, take me out to dinner and you can do whatever you like, baby girl.
It's Wednesday. I can't do that. I'm poor. Wait, it's Monday. Okay.
Yeah, he only has Thursdays off. You know that. Come on.
Oh, God. All right, let's go. Hey, everyone. I'm MSK, a.k.a. Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Captain America: Brave New World. This is going to be the first MCU movie coming out in 2025 for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this is a movie that was announced after the Falcon and the Winter Soldier season 1. We got the directors and writers and actors attached. And then after that, we started hearing some very, very bad things. Basically, long story short, for those of you guys who've been living under a rock, the movie has went through constant reshoots, constant rewrites. There was a single point where one of the versions that existed of the movie got completely overhauled. And then they went and did another version of the movie, reshot more scenes, started from scratch again, test screenings that have failed. The common sentiment of these test screenings is that the movie is just boring. Not even that it's just bad, it's just boring. So that could be just as bad as it, a movie being bad as well. So this movie has a budget that ballooned from reportedly $250 million to, let's say, about almost $400 million, which is not good. Because as you guys know, the way we talk about movie math here, because we know what the best, we're fucking geniuses here. If your movie is $400 million for a budget, not including the marketing, this movie has to make essentially what like Barbie did at the box office for it to be profitable. Unless it does that, then you're screwed. No studio wants to break even. No way Marvel put in this amount of money for it to break even. If you say to me, hey, you know what? I want to make a business venture with you, and we're going to break even when it's over. Yeah, we're not doing business because you gained nothing out of doing it. That would just be stupid. So Captain America Brave New World, box office projections have officially come in. And it's looking rather interesting, let's say. But it does depend on a lot of different factors.
Let's just
go over it.
Or do we not think Anthony Mackie is going to steal the box office?
Because he's black?
Yes. that was the joke. Thank you, MSK.
I'm glad. Hey, that's why they call me the Big Daddy here. No? All right. So, Captain America Brave New World early box office tracking to top Valentine's Day weekend with $80 million plus debut. Early box office tracking for Captain America Brave New World indicate a debut domestic opening ranging between $81 to $107 million. The report from Box Office Theory also places the Marvel Cinematic Universe's total box office haul at a range of $195 to $280 million. These numbers are fairly standard among previous Captain America films, with the notable exception of Captain America Civil War. According to Box Office Mojo, the first Captain America film opened on the lower end at $65 million, while Captain America The Winter Soldier debuted at $95 million domestic weekend gross. Captain America Civil War broke this trend with a massive $179 million domestic opening. But is it worth noting that this installment in the franchise had the star power of the entire Avengers cast, as well as the first MCU appearances of Black Panther and Spider-Man? See, this is what they're doing right there. They're giving this movie excuses already. The reason why it might potentially fail is because it didn't have all this other added shit into it. But then again, that's what these guys do. As such, Captain America Brave New World may not measure up to the heights of the Captain America franchise. It won't. But it will
not
probably,
Captain America.
Yeah, you have a Captain America movie without Captain America. Crazy thing, right? But it will probably be a median performer in terms of its domestic opening. I don't know about that. MCU movies domestically have been doing pretty meh at the end of the day. Aside from its comparison to other MCU films, Captain America Brave New World is likely to outperform its primary competition for its opening weekend. Yeah, I would hope that it
Oh shit.
I hope it would. Oh, they're making a Paddington 3? I never even saw the first one or other one, so
There was a
I've heard
second
those
one?
movies are actually pretty good. Like most people who've seen them are like, there's actually good movies. I mean, I've never watched them, but I've heard decent things about them.
Wasn't there a
They're
scene
not for
in
me,
the
but-
Pursuit of No, they the Amazing Life of the Nicolas Cage movie with Pedro Pascal. Wasn't there an entire scene in that where they watched Paddington and revealed that Paddington 2 is the greatest movie
an
ever made?
unbearable weight
Dude,
of massive
Paddington
talent.
2 is based.
Yeah, that one.
yeah. Okay. The latter film is projected to earn between $16 to $25 million during its first 3 days in theaters, meaning the former will likely claim the top box office slot that weekend. But this is the thing that a lot of people need to understand. When it comes to a big blockbuster like this, all of this depends on how much money it takes in for a front load haul. It has to take in at least $200 million opening weekend to have even a shot at doing somewhat okay at the box office. Also, word of mouth really is going to be the driving factor of this movie. If the word of mouth is extremely bad, week 2 is where it really matters. It's over. It's
Right. I'm going to have to disagree a little bit here. It could do 80. It could do 60 million.
Disagreement. I don't allow that here.
It could do 60 million. It could do 60 million in its first weekend. But like you said, if word of mouth is good, that 60 is going to fucking explode.
Could.
Look
Yeah.
at Guardians.
Yeah.
Guardians didn't do that great its first week. But people told me, hey, look, it's a good movie. Go see it. And what happened?
Yeah.
It's going to explode if it's a good movie. If it's a shit movie,
I can
it can
tell
do
you
100
just
million
from
the first weekend and it's gonna bomb.
just from what I know from kind of like more behind the scenes, like I know people who've already seen the Thunderbolts and they've also seen this. They'll tell me about the Thunderbolts and they'll say the Thunderbolts is actually fun. It's a decent movie. And that comes out in what, about 4 months from now? And they're
Yeah,
like, that
yeah.
one's actually going to be fun. It's decent. And then they don't talk about this one. No one fucking talks about this one. And some people have seen it and not one good word of mouth has already came out from the people who've already seen it. But they're talking about the movie that's coming out in 4 months. They'll talk about that one. But they don't talk
Also-
about this one because they're like, that's how bad it is. So it's not going
Also,
to get good word of mouth. It's already
keep in mind
on the downslide. Like it's
this
just not gonna happen.
movie, closer to when it comes out, I want people to understand when it comes to big blockbuster movies that you think might not get that much money at the box office opening weekend, or the reviews might be very bad, or word of mouth might be really bad. Check the review embargo. So if the review embargo lifts like Thursday, you know they had no confidence in this movie. They're going to want to try and tell the critics, hey, don't release your review embargo until Thursday. Usually, if a movie's very, very bad, the studios will lift that review embargo the day before the movie drops for everyone.
And hey, in an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 14 minutes, we will be a month from the release of this movie.
Woo.
1 month.
And hey, it's Valentine's Day, so I might get like my hot lady friends that I know, and we might just go have some good time at the movie theaters. You know, she'll probably blow me when I'm watching this movie because it's Black History
Well, it's not
Month.
like anyone's gonna catch you doing it anyway. That theater's gonna be dead empty.
Oh, that's true.
I know very few women who will go see this movie opening weekend. Well, my huge group of nerd friends, very few will actually go see it. They'll
Even
have an
fewer
issue with their
with
man
MSK.
going to see it.
Oh
Excuse me.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing
This
is, you
is
know,
one of those. The only reason I'm seeing it is because I got that movie pass. The movie pass it lets me
Yeah.
see 3 movies a week, and I see them every week just because I'm one of those people who wants to support theaters and stuff still. But it's like I'm still doing it at like the cheapest cost possible. That's the only reason I'm seeing it. That and I do this stuff now. I'm on here and I'm able to talk to people about it. If it wasn't for this, I would wait for streaming 100%.
Yeah, I just want to say, when I'm in the theater and the girl's pulling down my pants, trying to suck on my fat 9-inch BBC, that'll probably be the movie for me. You know, I can't fight her. She just tries to blow me every single time it happens. You know, she loves big old caca on Valentine's Day, especially the BBC ones that I have, like myself. All right. Captain America Brave New World's early box office numbers indicate that the film will have a modestly successful opening weekend, week 1.
I know
Week
that's a
1.
good thing. Like the movie's going to be such a disappointment. She turns to you as Sanctuary, man. That movie's going to fucking bomb. Jesus Christ.
That's the thing is, all the people that are gassing up this movie, I'm gonna think it's good or bad, hypothetically, right? Week 2 is where it matters because if the drop off in this movie is anywhere in the 70 to 80%, that's not it. It's
Wait,
over. That's the actual
Didn't
number.
Guardians drop off 70%?
62,
It's
65.
okay to me. Okay, that's not that
And then
far
word
off
of
from
mouth
70%.
saved it.
But after a huge drop off, it climbed back up.
That's because of word of mouth. That was because of
think-
word of mouth specifically.
I think the third week will be what tells for this movie
Mhm.
because there's be word of mouth. I don't think many people are going to go plan to see the first weekend. And if it is a good movie, changing your plans the next weekend nowadays isn't as easy as it used to be 20 years ago. So I think the third week will be its make or break. Like that will be its determining factor that weekend because you'll have 2 weeks to decide to go see it if people hear it's good.
The latest MCU film
opinion.
will likely not reach the heights of Deadpool and Wolverine. No shit. Yeah. Who could have thunk of that? Which had an opening weekend of $211 million. But it will likely land in the range of previous Captain America films. Moreover, it is projected to avoid underperforming during its debut weekend, as the Marvels did, with its opening domestic gross of $46 million. Holy fucking shit, dude. Man, what an epic fail that was. However, another consideration is Captain America Brave New World's overall projected domestic gross. Captain
I'm
America,
sorry, what does that matter? Why are you comparing Captain America films to this movie?
They're referring
You're
to
acting
the
like
box
they're the same
office.
character. I know, but why
Yeah,
are you
very
comparing
true.
the box
Okay.
office of Captain America films
Because
to a
it still has
non-Captain
the same
America
name,
film?
people might be confused and still go see it.
they might just go
Yeah,
only
I
because
don't
it has
think
the
so.
same name. To be fair, people gotta understand the reason why they can't apply this logic is because you can see the trailers and know that he's not the white Captain America.
Wait,
It's not like you're blind.
to touch on what Sci-Fac said, I get where he's coming from. Star Wars fucked
People
that up.
are that dumb. People
But-
are that
but-
dumb, though.
I would agree, but Star Wars proved that opposite. That people are like, oh, it's Star Wars, go see it, but now they're like, wait, this isn't Star Wars, so they're not watching it.
This
You're
would
catching on now.
only have worked. It would only have worked if the MCU was in good standing. That's why Captain Marvel made so much money, is because they profited off of the Marvel brand, but now nothing Marvel is making any money.
However, another consideration is Captain America's Brave New World's overall projected gross. Captain America: The First Avenger made $176 million. Captain America: Winter Soldier made $259 million, while Captain America: Civil War made $408 million, all domestically. That's insane. That's crazy. It is unrealistic to expect that Captain America: Brave New World will do Captain America: Civil War numbers, but otherwise, the film is tracking to be on par with the rest of the franchise. Okay.
Two reasons why. One, the big cast. Two, it was in the middle of a story people were invested in. They were invested in the whole
9 years at the point.
Infinity Saga. People, that's why it made those numbers. It doesn't have to be that. Oh, there's so many
logic
people.
Wasn't even applied to Winter Soldier. People
They
like
could have
Winter Soldier
removed-
trailers were very good, but
They could
it
have
still
not
did very
done-
well.
They could have not done Captain America Civil War, make it Captain America something else, and do Avengers Civil War, and the Captain America 3 movie still would have made a shit ton of money because people were invested in the story. Flat out.
And keep in mind, Winter Soldier grew at the box office as well after that big debut, based off the bet. That movie probably has had the best word of mouth of any.
And I hated that movie at first.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I had to watch it. I only watched it a second time. I was like, you know what? This is a good fucking movie.
There is good and bad news with Captain America: Brave New World projections. The positive thing is that Anthony Mackie taking over as Captain America from Chris Evans doesn't appear to be negatively affecting the film's box office tracking. Yet.
If hold on. If that shit, I'll disagree with that on this one point. Because that TV show came out, Anthony Mackie taking over is negatively affecting the box office because of that show. Had that show not come out, people may have been more accepting of Mackie as Captain America.
Come on, Darnell. You got to do better, Darnell. What are you talking about?
I just want to also point out, I'm not even saying what this article is doing is bad. I disagree with some stuff. There's one thing that I need a lot of people to understand. A lot of the trades are going to do exactly what they just did there. You know what? Even if it did kind of well, it's not really going to be a flop. Yes, unless it's literally a profitable product, it's a fail. I'm sorry. It's literally how that works. I'm sorry. I gotta always be that hot, sexy Riz master, guy with the Lamborghini outside kind of guy. But that's how I do my talking around here. I'm kidding. Alternatively, the film could still be a flop, as it has a reported budget of around $350 million to $375 million. This is before marketing. Big blockbusters usually have marketing budgets of like $80 to $100 million plus. Okay. Whether or not this is a problem will all depend on how Captain America: Brave New World performs overseas, as the domestic haul is not projected to cover the production costs. So keep in mind, everyone is just trying to soften the blow of this movie in terms of its numbers. It literally, just by the budget alone, has to do at least around Doctor Strange numbers. At least. The very minimum. Okay? $1 billion plus is probably where you're getting into that profit range. But then again, we have to know the marketing budget for that. So, yeah, and keep in mind, everyone, I'm not even saying this as far as like, because I'm just a moron, because I'm actually just a really, really insanely in tune genius. I don't want the movie to be bad. I don't ever want to go to a movie, whether talking about MCU, DC, or any other franchise when we do this kind of thing. I always want to go and see a good product. I do. But you have to be realistic when it comes to this kind of stuff. The MCU's not been in a good place for a very long time. Deadpool Wolverine, we all, like, essentially me, because I was kind of skeptical, but you guys did. You guys all said it was going to do great. Yeah, the one out of, like, how many? Okay, No Way Home and Guardians 3. Okay, that's 3. The rest of them, did they really make as much? Did they really get the studio enough profit back? Not really. If you look at how much money they actually made, maybe you could debatably say Doctor Strange 2. Okay, I'll even throw in Doctor Strange for you there. 4 out of 10 ain't good. Let's just point it out there. They also just had their lowest grossing movie just about a year ago, but it's fine. It's fine. We just ignore these things because people are just morons, actually. All right. Closing thoughts on this. Arza, let's start with you. What do you think about Captain African America?
I mean, there's always a chance that it'll do well in the theater section 13, but I heavily doubt it's going to get any kind of real result. Maybe they're going to get a little bit of resurgence given the fact that they're taking full advantage of Black History Month, but I highly doubt it. No couple is going to go and say, you know, we should go see that burnt out franchise in the brand new Captain America movie that doesn't have any of the eye candy Captain America usually has. That's totally going to work great for date nights. So no one's going to go and see this movie on opening day except for lonely incels who Marvel explicitly doesn't want to watch their movies.
Oh,
so
crazy.
I don't have a clue who they expect to watch this. I don't have a clue why they're doing it the way they are. Well, I do. It's because they're incompetent, but still. And then, of course, to make everything worse, everything looks like shit. How do you make the Red Hulk look boring, and how do you make me hate Harrison Ford? I don't have a clue how you can do either of those things. It looks wholly uninteresting, and this movie is going
Hate
to fail
Harrison
utterly.
Ford? Have you seen Indy 5? Come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
like you think? Like he saw? Do you really believe he approved of that movie? It was a fucking paycheck for a dead franchise.
I
He
watched
didn't
half of
approve
that
this
movie and
movie
quit.
either. Come on.
Quit half of that movie.
He's just taking the paycheck. That's
You know,
all
he
this-
took a nap during every time he wasn't.
Dude, they
filming.
asked
Let's
him.
be
They
entirely
asked him,
honest.
"Hey, how do you feel about the Red Hulk?" And he was like, "Who the hell is that?" Like,
I
he doesn't
don't
even know the
care.
character that he plays.
Exactly. Harrison Ford is a wonderful guy who, well, okay, he is a
He's a
guy
curmudgeon
who
asshole.
fucking hates everything, especially anything he has to play in that isn't Indiana Jones. So yeah, this movie, it's not going to do anything, and if it's good, fantastic. Mazel tov. I don't fucking know. How do you congratulate black people? But it's not
You give
going
them
to
crack?
be good.
You give him the food
You know
stamp card.
that is. You know how? Do you know how you make it successful? Come in and you get a free fruit stamp or a free
fruit stamp.
You pay
What
off
is
their
that?
layaway Jordans.
a free
I don't know.
food stamp, or you get
Yes,
a,
why?
you get a free
Hey,
steak of
Jordan's never on
vegetable.
layaway. The money's
Jordan's-
found for those things.
Give him a crack pipe and a food stamp card.
And
And
I'm not gonna
Jordans.
say black people. I'm gonna say anybody that has Jordan gets Jordans. They will find the money to buy them, no matter what race.
For sure.
Underneath
Last
your
season.
chair, you will find one piece of fentanyl.
All right, Darnell. What about you? You think it's gonna fail at the box office?
Dog,
or-
oh yeah. It's gonna do people. It's gonna do what 40, 50, and be or 60, maybe even 80. Oh, the MCU is back, said by the critics and the studio.
It's the
but it's
best
gonna
one
fucking
since the
bomb.
last one. I can't
After,
wait. For
yeah,
that
after the
marketing,
first week, after that first weekend, people are gonna see it's a piece of shit. You got Captain America with no fucking superpower. He cannot. I don't care what kind of vibranium suit that can absorb kinetic energy he has. T'Challa couldn't handle that if he hadn't ingested the flour. You cannot convince me that a powerless man in a suit is going to take a hit from the Red Hulk, who is just about, if not stronger than the Green Hulk. Not
Yep.
going to happen. The movie's dog shit. The movie's dead on arrival. It's dead before it even arrives.
Like when the Hulk
Done.
when the Hulk hits him when he has his shield like that, it should look like the scene in The Boys when the speedster dude runs through that chick and just explodes. That's what that
He's
should look like.
Splatter on the ground. All you see is a suit and a
And
shield.
the only thing left is the shield. Yep, that should be it.
It's
All
gonna.
right.
It's
That's how
gonna
that
be
would
dog shit.
happen.
Yeah, dog shit.
Okay, Gray. What about you?
Yeah, it's not on my list for 2025. I'm sure I'll see it at some point, but I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like Venom from this year. I'll get around to it eventually.
Okay, and as you guys know, for me, I want it to be good. That's all I can really say. I don't want to walk into there and just watch a pile of shit. But if I don't bring these girls and have them blow me, I don't know if I can get through it, man. I have to give them something big and black. Definitely not gonna be Captain America, So yeah, hopefully the movie can perform very well. And this is what I'll say as far as the numbers go. Week 2 is the most pivotal one because if week 2, if you have a drop off significant and the word of mouth is bad, it's over. Week 2 is the most pivotal one because movies can.
I don't
open
see
up
it passing
very badly.
500. I don't see it passing 500
Because
Not
movies
even-
can open not so good, but pick up later in weeks, or you start good and then you drop off. I don't know where this movie's going to land at. The word of mouth on it is just the biggest indicator of where it's going to go.
One last thing. I just thought about it. The only thing that will save this movie is if it's going to reshoots again, the rumor reshoots right now, and they massively change this movie to fit in what people want. If they don't do that, this movie's going to fail.
So
No,
thank you guys.
no.
Yeah.
No, Darnell, that won't fix it because of the problem of the budget. The movie's already got a budget of over $400 million.
Don't think
It doesn't matter.
Again,
Yeah.
They reshoot this movie and make it where the comic book geeks, that what we've been screaming for years, they make it that movie, it'll make $1 billion
Actually,
or
no,
more.
what I
But
think-
they're not going to do that.
if they're smart and they reshoot it to make it what comic fans want, then this movie will become a loss leader that they can then hopefully use to get people back in next time.
All right. So, yeah, good luck to Captain African America. We'll see if you can wow us, you know? So, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way, you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King. Signing out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. Oh, Darnell, do you have to go or?
No, I could do another one. I was just, we were like floundering and like just having such a gap.
Hey,
That's-
are you saying I was going flaccid?
No, yes.
Good Lord. Cyfax, do you agree that
One can only hope.
do you agree that I'm black and good looking?
No
No,
one agrees.
Gosh. Good Lord. Walter said,
I
this
need,
type of
I need an
negative
echo on that one just so it sounds more epic. But no,
you're fine. He says
Okay.
this type of negative fanfare is why X-Men 97 was a financial flop despite the critical reception. The diehards will watch it to find out if it's good, but the word of mouth only reaches so far with non-comic book fans.
Hold on. Leave that up for a second. Can you bring it back up for a second? I was typing a whole message. I can address it now.
Typing a whole mess.
It,
Good
it
Lord.
was a success. Don't believe that was a financial failure. It was a financial flop. It was a success. Disney's doing everything they can to make it seem like a failure because if they let it be considered a success, that means Bodemayo was a success, and the incel fans that Disney doesn't want anymore are a success. If exactly. That dude's got a fucking body on
You
him,
also
man.
say
and
that
gotta admit it.
discussing X-Men 97 is not a comparable point because it is an animated show on a streaming
But
service. It's
no,
not
no,
comparable
no.
to movies.
But I get what Walter's saying, and it is a success. Word of mouth spread to non-comic fans and the not diehards, and they watched it. Disney wants to make it seem like it was a failure, so when they bring in the season 3 with whoever's running it now, and they make all these changes,
Oh, I know
they'll
what you're
say,
saying.
"Oh, look,
Yeah.
it was a success." It was a success. Don't let Disney lie to you.
You
It was a
saying they're gonna
success.
prop it up as a success when they get the new guy to make it seem like
No,
he turned the ship
right.
around?
Right?
Yeah.
They're trying to make it seem like season 1 and 2 are a failure, and season 3 will be a success. Watch.
Christ. All right. Oh, you guys know how I feel about this dog shit ass fucking movie.
Oh God, why are we
I
even
can't-
talking about it?
I can't wait because the director is blaming the fans, guys.
There's only one piece of good news about The Flash recently that Grant Gustin will come back if James Gunn asks him to.
All
I
right,
mean, he's been
let's go.
saying that since before Ezra Miller.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds said it the best. Grant is my Flash. He said it the best. And Ryan Reynolds
Damn
is king.
straight.
'Cause I'll get on my knees for that man and blow his wife.
Do you guys know he can sing like really well?
Yeah,
No,
Like,
Arza, I'm not
He's
blowing
a fucking
him.
excellent. I would. He's an
Yeah, he's a good
excellent
singer.
singer.
yeah, we know you would, man. Jesus.
what's the movie he did with Will Ferrell last year for Christmas? 2023.
Wait,
He sings. in
Darnell,
that.
did you like Free
Wait,
Guy?
what?
Yeah.
He was in Spirited?
Are you fucking
No.
kidding me?
I saw that one. Yeah, I watched that one. He was in it?
How
was he?
Fuck you.
Okay,
Oh,
I
boy,
told
Was that something you've watched, but all these other ones
because
you
my
haven't? What is
parents
wrong
put
with
it
you?
on while I was in the room.
Shut up. So Walter,
Darnell?
yes. Disney will make it seem like a failure because they don't want the ones that we want to succeed. I know it sounds like a conspiracy theorist, but I'm telling you, brother, they do not want this stuff to succeed. They want what they're putting out to succeed. What would you say, MSK? I'm sorry.
Oh no, did you like Free Guy that came out back in 2021?
I loved Free Guy. Absolutely fucking loved it.
Okay.
Especially the end where Chris Evans yell, "What the shit?" when he pulls the fucking Avengers shield out. That was amazing. And then look, you had shit from all. It felt like Ready Player One. You had shit from all kinds of fandoms in that one movie.
Except
was
Free
great.
Guy actually respected the material it was drawing from. And I will say, I actually do have that one. There's one song that Grant Gustin sings to Iris in The Flash. That song is on my primary playlist because it is a great song.
All right, guys, you guys ready for an epic bang her?
Let's get it.
Banger!
All
I hardly know her.
I just want you to bang my asshole, daddy. Fuck me.
Why?
What? What? Where are the?
Good Flash.
Degenerates.
Degenerates everywhere. It's like
I just
No,
want
just hosting the show.
Don't worry, Walter. I disagree with him all the time. You guys
Can we
you
just
guys
go
are
back to
cracking.
good old fashioned racism like we normally do? Come on, guys.
You know,
We're
hey,
classy
was,
around here.
Well,
was the
well,
KKK wrong? If we're really thinking about it,
real quick, Walter, I think with shows like that, they have a guaranteed amount of seasons they have to make.
yeah, they had already ordered two plus
Yeah,
seasons.
yeah, they'd already paid out for this amount of episodes, so they're going to finish it. To not finish it would be a tax write-off, but it would, or they have to finish it to be a tax write-off.
They had to change season 2 because Bo DeMario was a huge part of it, so they've had
Basically,
to change season 2,
yes.
so they don't have to pay him.
If they cancel it
So-
early, it costs a lot more money to cancel it early than to
Yes.
finish. The
yeah.
season.
And keep in mind, if
Yes.
you cancel, you have to pay him out based off the
It's
contract.
it's all these damn contracts that have all these like different shits, bud. I know it's a pain in the ass to follow, but like people like us with the tism will like look into it
The
and like
autism.
dig until we find it.
Look at all
So,
that. Look at all that mayo
Like,
and mustard.
or the ADHD. If I get my ADHD fucking going, and I find a topic, I'm digging till I get to the
All right.
to like the bare
So
the bare
Gray,
bones.
Gray Poupe wants to put mustard on that DeMayo, man. That's
Wouldn't
what
you
I
look
got.
at his fucking abs? Look at the chest.
I'm just
dude.
saying. Those
Look, hey,
abs, though.
I'm not into dudes, but that's a hot dude right there.
That's gay. Bar none.
See, he's
All
a
right.
good looking dude, but I wouldn't want to do him. He's trying too
Fair
hard.
enough.
He's too
Fair
hard to
enough.
be gay.
Fair enough.
All right, let's go.
I don't think you'd be doing him.
Good point. That's a good point. That also hurts.
You guys are flaming homosexuals. Just pointing it out there. Except Cyfax. He comes off as the most straight guy here.
I'm
Personally.
giving you a countdown.
fingers on my
I
butt.
can accept that role.
All right.
I counted you down 3 times. Let's move.
Hey everyone, I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about The Flash, which was a DCEU movie that came out in 2023. So this movie had been in production hell actually forever. Even before we were born, this movie had been in production hell. Then it finally gained some traction in 2014.
Speak for yourself.
Good Lord, man, this is crazy.
I'm
So
in the 70s.
right when The Flash season 1 was actually about to air on the CW, after that, you know, back in the day, they used to put like episodes on their website to see if people actually were going to be into the show. I remember back when The Flash movie was announced, the same day the episode came out on the CW's website. And guess what happened, guys? The Flash movie was in more production hell. Constant rewrites, directors dropping in and out, concepts just being blasted over the internet. I mean, this movie went through production hell like I've never seen before. But then finally, after the second It movie came out, Mr. Andy Muschietti was actually attached to be the director. He casted that one bitch that was in Days of Our Lives to be Supergirl, which was just, good Lord. He announced Michael Keaton was going to be in it. The whole multiversal angle. Sasha Callie? Yeah, her.
That's what you're talking about? I thought she did a good
God.
job as Supergirl. I like it. She did a decent job as the Elseworld Supergirl.
So then
Decent job.
what also happened was that the movie was supposed to come out in 2022. It got pushed back to 2023. So the movie actually came out the same year as The Flash's TV show's ending. As you guys know, love The Flash TV show, at least for some of the seasons. My favorite seasons are seasons 1, 2, and 5. I have a soft spot for season 3, even though I don't like it as much, but I love me some Grant Gustin. And the reason why The Flash movie failed is for a lot of reasons, but the main reason is, here's what I think it is, not even just because of Ezra Miller. People didn't like Ezra Miller as The Flash. Not talking like his actual shenanigans that was happening.
Real life
at the time.
scenario. Yeah.
I'm talking about his
as
actual
a character.
Flash character that no one liked. Literally,
I liked him as this Flash.
you're insane. You're actually
No.
mentally insane.
Like,
You know, no, I will beg
I
to
don't
know.
get the
I
hate.
really liked him as the Flash in the trailers.
I mean, okay, in the first in the Justice League movie, I don't know. I felt like Barry Allen is kind of like
Did you see yourself in him?
No, I didn't. But the goofy, I mean, the goofy, silly character.
Yeah.
That's what the Flash, was. So I don't get why people. I don't see the hate. Now seeing the actor's a piece of shit. The Flash movie, he's a
Because
fucking
remember-
piece of shit. Flash.
Okay,
Even after we saw that Justice League movie, not even just Joss Whedon, whatever he did to the movie,
Mhm.
Ezra Miller's Flash was probably one of the most criticized things about the movie. People
He
they
was.
hated this guy. And he doesn't look like, not just look at the Flash, he doesn't even resemble anything Flash related to me personally.
I can give you that, yeah.
You know? And then they're going to make a movie off of a version of a character's superhero that no one gave a fuck for. You're actually in the minority when you say you liked him.
I am.
Fuck about this guy's
He
Flash.
was a terrible Flash, and the last thing I saw him in before that was The Stand. It's a Stephen King movie adaptation.
I like him.
He played a character named
Trash
Trash Can Man. He
I
was
liked him as
terrible
Trash Can
as Trash Can
But
Man.
wait.
He was awful.
But that's the
Dude,
character.
The character is so much better in the books. It's way better.
I find he embodied the character from the book. I liked him as Trash. And I read the book at least 9 times.
Dude,
I like him. I like him.
The TV show is bad, and he was awful in it, man. That's what I'll say about that.
I just want to also
Fair enough.
put another nail in the coffin
To
there.
me.
So people that
Fair
use
enough.
the argument of like, well, when James Gunn announced the universe was going to be decanonized, then that's the reason why it failed. Yes and no. The DC movies before that were already kind of getting on that track record of failing. He just kind of put the nail in the coffin there. That just made sure no one give a fuck about the movie at that point. Keep in mind, if you track the box office from Justice League all the way up to The Flash, minus Aquaman, a lot of the movies were not doing well. They were not. I love the Shazam, the first movie. I love that movie. It's my favorite movie of that universe. Did bad at the box office. I love the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie. I thought it was great. Bomb too. These movies were bombing before this movie ever existed.
So,
no one cared.
Yeah,
Can I get a
DC
quick
has
Cliff
pretty
Notes
bad
of-
track record.
They do.
Sorry, go for it.
Can I get a cliff notes of why the second Shazam sucked? I liked it. I didn't think it was good as the first one, absolutely not, but I liked it. What about it sucked so bad?
Like the character, like the family dynamic was kind of gone, even though because now that you have like 5 different freaking Shazams or whatever,
Okay.
that shit was a little ridiculous. So they took away that interesting aspect of that character. Some of the jokes just didn't land at all. The thing that they were fighting didn't really work, and there was kind of technically, if you really look at it, like the one guy falls in love with like 1,000-year-old chick or whatever. Like that doesn't really work either. There's a bunch of stuff in it that's really bad. There's a freaking unicorns who are massacring people. It's supposed to be funny, and it kind of works for half a second, but then they get lured out by like Skittles and shit.
Okay.
Like, come on.
Fair enough.
I
Fair
would say
enough.
just
Yeah.
one
There's
thing-
a lot in it. There's a lot of
Okay.
things.
I would say just one thing before you go to The Flash, which is I felt like they treated Billy's character horrible. Keep in mind, he's basically Shazam the entire movie, and they disregarded Billy so hard in the second one because the first movie you cared about Billy so much to see his journey. He doesn't have any screen time as Billy. So basically, like if you had a Batman movie and there's no Bruce Wayne in it at all, and it's just Batman, that really wouldn't work because they're 2 sides of the same coin.
Well, I don't know. I think that's not a fair. That's like apples to zebras there. Because like I think we would be happy seeing a Batman movie with no
Apples
Bruce
to
Wayne,
unicorns,
but like yeah, apples unicorns. But I get what you're saying though. You're right. Like there was no Billy Batson. I know part of that was because the actor was growing up, and you can't really have the timeline after the first movie. I get it, but like when they showed Billy, he was much more mature than he was in the first movie. So Shazam should have been mature. Should have matured up as well, and they didn't mature him.
They did the typical thing is like they think bigger is better. Like they went bigger and more like more superhero-ish, blah blah, and that's not always better for story. Like the story just didn't really work.
Yeah,
and you didn't get the family dynamic as much because they're all giant superheroes and stuff. They're all whatever. It doesn't really work as well. Like there's a lot of stuff. Like I've only seen it the one time, and I kind of don't remember it that well. I remember not liking it that much.
So speaking of
that's just the stuff I remember.
Speaking of a movie going bigger and completely failing, so a lot of reasons why this movie is just an absolute pile of shit. Okay, so I had to go down the whole not just comic book route, right? Okay, let's just go off of here. This movie has some of the dumbest writing for a superhero movie I've ever witnessed in my entire life. Okay, so Barry's dad is in jail because people think his mom killed. Barry's dad is in jail because people think that he killed his wife. Okay,
right.
Which doesn't make sense logically with this film's logic. Because
but wait, no, in the comics, that's how it was too, though.
No, that's
a pretty typical storyline, but that's in that universe.
That's not what I'm bringing up. What I'm bringing up is the fact that this movie does not establish there's a reverse Flash there, so you don't have that as an element, which is already bad. That's already horrible in and of itself. There is a part of the movie where people, like, you go back and watch it. Okay, his dad is not at that house to commit the murder because they said the fact that there's like security cameras, right? Okay, so how did his dad commit a murder the same hour when he was at the convenience store? He literally physically was not there.
Well, hold on. The convenience store is not like an hour away. It was only like, to be fair, it was only like a couple minutes away in their city. And then
they have cameras, right?
And but the camera footage was fucked up by the time by the Speed Force interference by whoever popped in there. I don't even remember.
That I don't remember.
It was because the video was contaminated and he disappeared off video. And he could have had time.
Isn't
to get
his flash being there the reason that all that shit?
Yeah, because he kept trying to fix it. He kept trying to fix it, so he became the evil bad guy, like that original Flash became the evil bad guy.
So for me, that just good lord, absolutely made absolutely no fucking sense at all. Terrible fucking stupid thing.
A lot of people didn't want one Flash Ezra Miller. They definitely didn't want two, and this movie gave us fucking three.
Also,
so
that
was
Michael
awful.
Keaton wasted. Half the movies people are wasted. Sasha Calle, oh my god, all she was a broody version of Henry Cavill. That's all she was. She did nothing.
Well,
when she was
they were using the Flashpoint Superman, which, to be fair, that was Superman in Flashpoint.
Yeah,
people wanted Cavill in that role, not. Supergirl.
Also, keep in mind she was a Days of Our Lives actor, and that's what you get when you cast Days of Our Lives actor.
I don't think that had anything to do with it. People wanted Cavill, not Supergirl. They wanted Superman and Supergirl.
You said they used the Flashpoint Superman in this. I haven't seen this full movie, but at what point is she starving and locked in a government? Is that covered in this film?
They changed some of the story, but that's what they were using. Superman locked in a vault by the American government, depowered, all that shit. She was till she got out.
She looked like freaking Ariana Grande in Wicked. That's how she should look.
The female Superman in this, or Supergirl, whatever, like she's actually one of my least hated things in this movie. She wasn't that bad in it.
I thought she was terrible. I thought she was completely.
They kind of have the Superman in the vault thing. They've got the baby in the microwave. It's close.
Oh my god! So after that, we had a part in the movie where General Zod appears, and we know something about General Zod because this movie takes place in that Man of Steel timeline. General Zod just lets her wail on him. What Zod version in any context in anything that you've ever seen lets a woman, anybody, just wail on him?
Well, he knew. Well, I'm gonna go Dragon Ball Z here for a second. He could feel she was nowhere near as powerful enough to hurt him. Why he did it.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if any Zod version.
Zod is cocky like that, and Zod is powerful enough to think no one can hurt him.
Then he ends up fucking killing her with this fucking knife, whatever that bullshit was. Then Michael Keaton's Batman dies. Then this movie's so bad. They run back in time. They know how he died, and they failed 50 or more or so 1,000 times.
52.
How do you know how a situation plays out? You can reverse time, and you don't know how to fix the situation.
Well, here's the deal with that.
50 times.
Here's the deal with that.
They took the Infinity War route, where he's like, out of 14 million versions, whatever. In this, they showed it. I
like that because that's accurate. You go back in time and change the one thing. Oh, look, you can fix it if we change this. But hey, a new timeline. There could be something else, and like he said, they took the Infinity War.
They had 52 chances to fix it. You told me they can't do it. 52 chances.
You change something in one timeline, something else can pop up. Pop up. I mean, look at what sci-fi said about Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it was a constant thing of
14 million times they changed it.
Like that's what it comes down to. You can't
pointing out that is an incredibly terrible thing. The fact that you can't fix a situation that many times given the opportunity, I don't know how incompetent these guys are.
That's an effect of and I'm not making fun of you here. That's an effect of the younger people with the time travel movies. Go watch the older movies. Mm-hmm. Dude, Back to the Future 2. Carl Sagan said Back to the Future was the best movie series that explained time travel.
Let's not even forget this.
Every little thing changed. The butterfly effect type of deal.
Let's not even forget this. The Dark Flash villain
was him.
The Dark Flash villain, terrible. Came out very last part of the movie, did nothing, talked some bullshit, died. All right, cool. So let's go with that. So no Reverse Flash, which is the catalyst for the reason why the dad is in jail. So none of that. So nothing Flash related at all is here.
They modified Flashpoint to have Barry Allen be the bad guy.
And to be fair, it's not really called Flash. It was originally called Flashpoint. They just call it the Flash, but it mostly has Flashpoint elements.
They modified the Flashpoint. Right.
Horrible.
They modified
ghetto version of Flashpoint. It's terrible.
They took the story and left like just the foundation and changed everything else.
Which
I agree was dog shit.
Let's go over this.
Michael why would Batman. You do that anyway? I legitimately cannot fathom a reason to go against what is considered one of the greatest stories in DC history, and was the foundation of the DC animated movie universe, which is wildly beloved. Flashpoint isn't a particularly difficult story, and there's not a whole lot of space. You're not really pigeonholed. You could really make a bunch of changes. You can ultimately decide which characters are involved in which conflicts, so you could have made it fit the story you wanted to tell.
I think even like if you consider their budget was already ridiculous. But if you look at like Flashpoint Paradox movie, like they have the giant thing with like there's a big side thing with the Atlanteans and the Wonder Woman.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah, but you kind of do. Like it needs to be there, like because it helps a lot with them. So you got if you cut all that, that kind of cuts a lot of stuff out of there.
I mean, well, I agree with that.
That's a big part of why people like it.
No, I don't. What I more mean is it's not strictly necessary for an adaptation into a new universe. And while I would have preferred to have that exact storyline, the only things that they needed to basically keep for this was the idea of Flashpoint being that Flash goes back in time to save his mom, and there is an evil Flash.
They could have made it work. Yeah, they could have made it work.
Reason to not use Eobard Thawne because Eobard Thawne is the most popular villain of the Flash.
Didn't they use him as my thing? First of all, when this movie came out, people said you didn't need Reverse Flash. All right, okay. So every popular superhero we know has had their main villain in their movies multiple times. So Flash just doesn't need his main villain up front. People said, but if you use him right now, you won't get a chance to use him later. So you just outed yourself as a tourist. You know who Reverse Flash is. Reverse Flash definitely is not going to be a one-time thing.
Exactly. They could use him over the course of a ton of movies because that's how he. Exactly.
He literally. Going
back to this article, I think one of the most egregious things that he said is that Flash isn't all that popular, and it's like, dude, you gave the guy 9 fucking seasons on a CW show. People know who he is.
Not just a CW show. He was in
multiple
all of them. He appeared in Arrow. He appeared in Supergirl. He was a season villain of Legends of fucking Tomorrow. And he was fucking great in it.
One last thing I'll say about this terrible movie is fucking hell when he travels back in time. Jesus Christ. He knows how he gets his powers and then inadvertently throws himself in the same area and his powers are just knocked out. So now he's powerless for half the movie. What an idiot.
I couldn't stand the young Barry. Like Barry was never that. Barry was never fucking a stoner fucking idiot. I'm sorry. He wasn't.
He's just an idiot in that universe.
Why did they race off Wallace West?
I hear what you're saying. But what if we have a second one of them that's more annoying? Have you
thought about
that?
You guys are crazy.
Oh, excellent.
Then maybe they'll like the annoying one.
And then the third one, who's the most incompetent of them all.
Also, where the fuck is the Flash's cop skills?
He's a forensic scientist and
he's smart.
That was the best part of the Flash episode 1 was him doing all the cop stuff, and
that's the problem, sir.
Bullshit.
That's the problem, sir. He can't even be a cop because cops are evil.
And keep in mind, in the movie, instead of having him do all of that, the forensic stuff, he's pining over a girl.
You damn pig. No,
he's over here pining over Iris. Oh, God. Every time I have to think about this piece of pile of dog shit, I hate my life. All right, let's go. The Flash director, Andy Muschietti, says the film flopped because it wasn't a movie that appealed to the 4 quadrants. It failed at that. No, your movie failed, but this is trash. The movie's word of mouth is awful, too. Also, let's talk about the plot and everything. That's ridiculous nonsense. The CGI, I usually don't complain about CGI. It can go either way with me. The CGI in this movie is actually horrendous. Actually, just terrible. It's horrible to look at.
It looks bad. Yeah, they shit on Christopher Reeves and George Reeves' memory with this fucking movie.
I actually feel.
And Nicolas Cage is a person.
Oh, good Lord, Nicolas Cage, crap.
Nicolas Cage fighting the spider. Oh my God.
He shit on himself. He shit on himself. You can't do that.
I mean, hey, people can like what they like. I think this is just a pile of trash. But that's my opinion. And I hate Darnell too. And I hate all you guys, you clout chasing bastards. All right. The Flash director, Andy Muschietti, has his own thoughts as to why the $200 million tentpole was a box office dud. Released in 2023, The Flash grossed $271 million by the end of its run. It is not a small figure by any means. Holy shit.
Yeah, neither was
But-
the $350
MSK.
million budget, but okay.
It made its budget back, MSK. It made its budget
Nah,
back.
I don't think it did.
It
You're being
didn't
sarcastic.
probably. Yeah. Oh God. So sorry. It's so funny. That's not a small figure to flop by
They
any
made
means.
enough back to pay for their catering, man. That's about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Really? You don't say. But considering the budget size and projected marketing costs, the DC blockbuster needed to double that figure to get out of the red. This website reported, and this is why I used the $200 million argument. This movie with its $200 million budget needed to make 700 to break even. 700 to break even.
And
That's
look,
not yeah. But
this is not an isolated thing. My son, my older son, is a Flash fanatic.
Mhm.
So much so that my 5-year-old is now a Flash fanatic. They both love Sonic, all this shit. We would have gone to the movie 3, 4, even 5 times to see this movie if it was any good. That would have been 3 people you had at least 15 tickets from.
You know what else? Did the exact same point. I defended Flash, the TV show, so much. You know that really stupid line, "No, Barry, we are the
Yeah.
Flash"?
Yes.
I defended that line for
Ooh.
like 3 years because I could see the value in it. Though I can see now that it is in fact a bad line, but I was willing to defend it because I love the show. I literally had the Justice League Flash. Hot Topic used to sell a jacket that was that flat. That was his thing
Mhm.
with like the strands. I had that. The only reason I stopped wearing it is because it got torn up when I was helping somebody move. It got caught in the door, and I didn't go and see this movie. Not
Yeah.
because I don't watch movies, but because I didn't want something that I love get destroyed. The Flash is my favorite DC character. I think
love
the
the
Flash
Flash.
is the best comic book character just after Spider-Man.
he has a instantly popular rogues gallery. And keep in mind, this character was
best.
always set up to fail based off of how the DCE was structured. Keep in mind, when he's introduced in that Justice League movie, not the Zack Snyder one, which is a little bit better for him, he has nothing there. There's nothing there
they
that
made
to
him-
get people to like him.
They made him
compared to-
goofy. They made Barry goofy and like an incompetent dude.
Oh, that line he said, remember? Oh, I can't make friends. I just like push people. Like, wow, so cringe, man.
Tell me-
That's
tell
not
me
Barry
why-
Allen.
Tell me why Ezra Miller doesn't know how to run either. Am I supposed to believe the guy who's the fastest man in the world can't run? He's like going,
Yeah, he's running like a literal crackhead.
like, what the
No,
fuck is that shit?
no. Do not insult crackheads. I've seen them run.
Yeah, they
They
can
run. They are more convincing run than Ezra Miller.
Muschietti said the reason the Flash couldn't recoup the cost was because it failed to hit all 4 quadrants of moviegoers' demographics: men over 25, men under 25, women over 25, women under 25, despite Warner Brothers'
Bless you.
best efforts. No problem. Also, to keep in mind, this movie was mostly going to appeal to dudes. So if you didn't appeal to dudes, women ain't showing up to watch this.
The
unless
reason
their
it
boyfriends are dragging them.
The reason it failed on the 4 quadrants is because you had a shit movie. Have
Yes,
a good movie, it'll succeed. You know, he's right. He is right about how why it failed, but it failed because it's a shitty movie, not because of
You're
the
missing one
demographics.
thing. They also didn't have a hot guy playing Ezra, the Flash.
Good lord.
If the
okay.
Flash was hot, that would have gotten women to see it.
So why are you such a flaming homosexual?
No, okay, no.
He's not wrong.
Why was
He's not wrong.
Aquaman is not a good movie? Why was it popular? Because women find Jason Momoa unbelievably attractive.
Arza,
That is the
I'm
only
not
reason he made so much money.
attracted to dudes unless it's Henry Cavill.
I'm
so,
not attracted to Jason Momoa. This is an objective statement.
He's right. He's right.
Momoa was hot.
Momoa's a hot fucking dude, and that's a lot of women tell me they wouldn't see it because of him.
And I'm so glad he's playing Lobo. Oh,
the
that's
Flash
perfect cast.
failed among
Perfect.
all the other reasons because it wasn't a movie that appealed to all 4 quadrants. It failed at that. Muschietti said on Radio 2's La Burela del Casol show, when you spend $200 million making a movie, Warner Brothers wants to bring even your grandmother to the theaters.
And
I
So what
can't
quadrant did this appeal to?
that's why
The
I brought
trash-
up my 2 sons.
The trash can, that's a quadrant you could appeal to. That's what
That's
it
why I brought up
did.
my 2 sons. I would have brought my 2 sons to see it, and then they would have convinced me to go see it again and again and again.
You know, I hear that this movie was really popular amongst the newborn group because it helped them sleep at night.
Yeah, because they didn't sure go watch it in the theaters because dog shit.
Kidding me, man? They would have seen in the first 5 minutes. They would see themselves getting thrown into a microwave, dude. They don't want to
Right.
see that. Like,
I don't know what that is.
Representation on screen.
Oh God. Muschietti went on to say that behind closed doors, he found people don't care about the Flash as much as other beloved DC icons like Batman and Superman. Andy, the Flash is an icon.
Wait, hold on, time out. That paragraph is correct because he's referring to the executives who don't care about the Flash, not the fans, not the people who go to see movies, the executives behind closed doors. That is correct because he is referring to the people who don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
The executives, I would say, don't care. But if you're talking about the quadrant of people that like the Flash character, there was a decent, small modicum of them that went to see the movie.
Right, but what I'm saying is he's referring to the executives. And I said that last line, no shit. And water is also wet. Most women under 21 don't care about comics. They got to be brought in. To bring them in, you leave it alone, have us bring our daughters and bring our girlfriends. And people like Arza, Sci-Fax, Gray, MSK, who are younger, bring their girlfriends in. That's how you get them involved.
You're too generous.
You don't change it and say, oh, I tried to make it appeal to them and they didn't like it. Leave it normal. We'll hound our wives and girlfriends to go see it, and you will get a bigger audience that way.
He noted this is especially true in the women under, oh, good Lord. Okay, good fucking God. Women are the minority when it comes to this stuff. I don't care what any girl says because they are not smart at mostly anything about understanding any concept whatsoever when it comes to women. Women are in the minority in most nerd spaces. You are appealing to men in any case, okay? So having women under wouldn't matter anyway because they would be the lowest demographic that would even go and support the movie. Okay, that's just how it works. I'm sorry. Even when it comes to the Marvels, they came out in 2023. The highest demographic of men that watched it was white dudes. Women didn't even go bother seeing the Marvels. So why would this logic apply to the Flash?
You know what? Actually, we know how to make women go see comic book movies, and it's all because of what Nerdrotic
we
report.
pay for the tickets, Arza.
There's a way to get them to go first. According to what Nerdrotic said, the only comic that has ever been popular amongst women is Neil Gaiman's Death comics. If you make a drama series about that character, women will go and see it because it is a drama first. How about you start appealing to what they like instead of trying to get them to like?
How about appeal to the dudes that like the character? How about appeal to just the comic book fans?
Or worst case scenario, you make a
That's
fucking.
what I'm saying.
You make a Power Girl movie.
Yeah,
make a Power Girl movie. Women are gonna go see it because it's Power Girl. They might not go it, but that's
nice
women are more
assets
likely because they can.
Yes, cast Sydney Sweeney as Power Girl, and we're good.
Good Lord. All right. I found in private conversations that a lot of people just don't care about the Flash as a character. Muschietti said, "Yo, these are the same executives that didn't understand why Superman didn't fly back to Krypton when he landed on Earth and became old enough." Yeah, those people. Yeah, those guys. Those same ones. Crazy. Particularly the two female quadrants. All of that is just the wind going against this film. I've learned. Good Lord, this guy's retarded. No wonder why this guy's probably not going to get his Batman movie. Women are the minority when it comes to this. You need to appeal to dudes, all men. They'll bring their girlfriends there. I'm sorry. What is with this logic? Even in most female superhero movies, the demographic that watches all of them are dudes. Wonder Woman's demographic highest one is men. I'm sorry.
So your advice is just treat it like MSKs on a Tuesday. No girlfriends allowed.
More men. Yeah. Appeal to dudes. That's your biggest demographic. Outside
Bring
of the
them in.
Outside of the box office woes, The Flash was plagued by lengthy delays and off-camera issue that stars Miller. Okay, one of his things.
I could see that being a bigger issue.
One, I'll say potentially hurt him. He choked. We remember all this. He choked the bitch on video. He was like, "Do you want to run it?" He literally straight up physically assaulted someone on video.
Then he goes back and hits her with a fucking chair. Kidnapped the fucking 18-year-old and her child. The child tested positive.
That was in Hawaii. A different girl, but you're saying it was in Hawaii,
right? Yeah. I'm listing all the things. He kidnapped the girl and her child. The child tested positive for fucking weed and I think cocaine. There was guns where the child can reach it, like just on the ground. Bullets and other drugs where a child can reach it. That's why people don't go see the fucking movie. That's one major reason why.
Also,
I'm not gonna say the only other movie I've seen Ezra Miller in wasn't even all that good. So fuck him.
The Perks of Being a Bitch. Oh, that was a actual movie. It was in Perks of Being a Wallflower. Whatever the fuck that was.
Well, there's something about Kevin's. It was supposed to be a good movie.
Yeah,
dark.
For because we were talking about this movie. When I had my previous original channel, This was the last movie that I did an open spoiler discussion on before we kind of did our little rebrand. But yeah, people know I watched The Flash. I think it just stunks. It's just a bad movie. And Ezra Miller's a terrible Barry Allen. Don't know why he's Barry Allen. He's just not a good Barry Allen in general. No Reverse Flash. Yeah, great. I get to see Barry not fight his greatest villain. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, fuck me. And you gave me Dark Flash, who appears at the end of the movie for like 2 seconds. He's like, I did all of this, and now it's done. Goodbye.
If they wanted the movie to be diverse, they should have just gone in Gorilla Grodd.
Sure. At least you'd have an actual Flash villain. Come on.
He was a peacemaker.
Come on. A Flash movie had no actual Flash villains. That's insane. That's literally inconceivable.
Do you guys think it'd be tone deaf to race swap Captain Cold?
All right. So, Darnell, what are your closing thoughts on this?
I think that the article was written as damage control to try and again point the finger at other people when all they need to do is point the finger back at themselves. Leave the movie, leave the storyline intact. Don't change the characters to try and bring in new audience because you know what? They're trying to get rid of this audience. 45, been into comics since I was I can fucking remember.
All he talked about was women in that statement.
People older than me who went into comics, who got me deeper into comics, like my godfather, who's almost in his 60s now. He got me into comics. Don't. So what I'm saying is, don't kick that old fan base out because that old fan base is bringing a younger fan base. My fan base generation bringing a younger fan base.
That's your audience.
Your generation bringing in a younger fan base. That generation will bring in a younger. The fan base will never go away. Stop trying to force a new fan base, and you'll see it'll grow and thrive and often and probably do other types of other general.
One of the biggest problems. One of the biggest problems with this is they're chasing a fan base for one that doesn't exist. The fan base that already exists is us. We are the people.
Yeah, we are the fan base.
Like you,
that's
who
what I'm
have
saying.
Kids and stuff.
We brought in.
Start making stuff that still appeals to you, and you're going to want to continue that legacy of watching this stuff because you're going to pass it on to your kids.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
New like Star Wars crap coming out, this new Marvel crap coming out, and you're seeing it. It's like, oh, do I want to get my kids into this stuff? Because by the time they catch up to the stuff that's out now, they're going to fucking hate it. Do you want to actually throw that on them? Some people are going to just opt out and be like, don't even bother because you're going to be disappointed.
That's exactly it. Because my godfather his generation got me into it. I'm putting my kids. I know, MSK, you have older friends who got you into some of the shit you weren't into. We've turned you onto some stuff. We're all turning ours onto stuff. Ours is going to turn his nephew on, and if he doesn't have his own kids onto stuff, it's going to trickle and build.
With the people who are already there, because you're not bringing in the new people are already a part of the people that you need to be selling to.
Somebody's going to have to inherit my comic book collection someday.
Oh my god!
And maybe they'll read it.
All right, Arzo, what is your closing thoughts on this?
Right.
Way too many gay men in there for anybody, but okay. No.
I mean, The Flash is, in my opinion, like I said earlier, probably the second best superhero ever made. I think he's right above Spider-Man, and he gets jerked around a whole lot less in the comic books than Spider-Man does. He's actually allowed to be happy and have kids. And that's the thing. He's got books for all ages in various different ways, and they're all, to some extent, pretty good. I mean, and it's such a sad state of affairs when the CW does a better job at writing men than you can do. It does a better job writing a straight white male, for that matter. I mean, how the fuck do you ruin someone so classic and timeless as The Flash? And you can't even bother putting in Jay Garrick, Wally, mentioning any of the other Flashes exist. Earlier. Why the fuck is it only Ezra Miller's Barry Allen? And first of all, like, why are you gonna even fucking use Ezra Miller? You got a fucking weasel playing someone who's supposed to be relatively attractive and relatively competent.
And tall.
And doesn't look like a fucking grease bag. How the fuck does Ezra Miller look like he's permanently bathing in McDonald's peanut fryer oil?
Also, to tackle to your point, this is a movie about just Barry Allen, which is completely fine. It's like when people say The Dark Knight is not a Batman movie because Batman's not really into that bullshit. Or that logic doesn't even apply in that movie. This logic applies to this. This is a Flash movie with no actual Flash elements outside of basic stuff. We're talking like time travel and he can run fast. That's it.
Time travel isn't even a Flash standpoint. The Flash doesn't time travel because it fucks shit up. The whole point of Flashpoint is when he time travels, he destroys the world. And there's are permanent consequences when he tries to fix it. The world doesn't put itself back together when he remedies his mistake. That's the entire lesson of the movie, and somehow it's completely avoided in this film.
Yep.
And Walter's mentioning the Reverse Flash. The Reverse Flash is a crucial part to Barry Allen's character growth because there isn't anything to really inspire him to be better and do things the right way without the Reverse Flash trying to make his life a living hell. And while I agree that wouldn't fix many of the issues, Reverse Flash, unless you just really fuck him up and like get like another weasel to play him, he is a character with gravitas and enticement. He is someone who is intimidating and terrifying, and that is enough to keep even
it brings a completely different factor to the movie. If you
it will completely change the dynamic of the movie, because having two Ezra Millers be the villain is kind of nonsensical, and it'd be much better. There's an actual unit out there who is bigger than the Flash.
There's also other evil Flashes they could have used. Why just have two Ezra Millers? That's stupid.
Give me Dr. Zoom, Professor Zoom, or whatever it is. Get me actual Zoom. I mean, and if you're going to take the basically a worse version of the Savitar plot from the CW, give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
Give me something of even remote interest.
And the thing, you have to accept that because it's a Flash, but Batman for Superman and all the big other characters like Spider-Man, no, you got to have Green Goblin, Lex Luthor, and Joker in their movies. You have to because it's integral to them. Think of it the same way it goes with the Flash. Reverse Flash is integral to him. It's just how it is, right? And for people to bring up, he said, well, the Flash is not the popular character. That's really ironic.
The Flash was the most popular. It's probably the most popular comic book show to ever be made.
I just want to also point out, keep in mind, if he's saying that the executives thought this, I want you guys to really understand how stupid they are. Which company produced the Flash show?
WB.
For 9 seasons.
Yeah.
Crossovers.
CW, I'm sorry.
Which show had the most seasons and lasted longer out of all the other ones, even started after Arrow?
Dude, I see more people wearing like Flash shirts nowadays than even like Superman or Batman shirts. Like, come on, those Flash shirts are everywhere. Like, go to a gym, everybody has a Flash shirt on. Everybody knows who the fuck this is.
I can guarantee you Big Bang has something to do with that, but yeah.
I find it so fucking stupid. This company, Warner Brothers, is like, yeah, I don't think the Flash is a popular character. Your network had 9 seasons of this character. 9 seasons. This is why people are retarded beyond belief. I can't kill me. All right, Sci-Fix, go. My brain's gonna fall out. Holy shit! Fuck me.
So go with what? Sorry, I missed the question.
Your closing thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Oh yeah, no, that his statement is just retarded. Like the Flash is obviously a popular character. It had nothing to do with hitting the 4 quadrants. It was just all the backlash around Ezra Miller when it came out was already really bad. Mm-hmm. The movie was not very good, and the word of mouth destroyed it. Like a lot of other movies that have been coming out lately, it's just they didn't know what they were doing. They took a story that most people universally like, and they butchered the hell out of it. And now they're reaping the results of that. And to sit there and say like, it's because, men and women both didn't want to go see it is like, no, people just universally just didn't want to see it because
women
once the word of mouth got out. Yeah, women aren't going to go see a lot of this stuff, especially like how ours are said. Like, yeah, dude, he's not a good-looking dude. Like,
they're not
go see a Thor movie because they want to see a hot fucking Chris Hemsworth out there.
Women ain't even if
look, a lot of them are, but they're also into it because a lot of them are fucking hot. Like that's simple. When they're like, oh, sex doesn't sell. Yes, it does, and there's a reason it does because men want to look like that. Women want to be with that. There you go.
Don't want to do that with Ezra Miller at all. Let's just say that none of those things you
but
said.
I do want to do both with Grant Gustin.
Good Lord, man.
But
all right. Great.
The problem I have with that is television actors usually do not translate good into movie actors. They just don't. They don't have the gravitas on screen. They can pull it off when they have other side characters around them, but to have their own stuff, it's like Nathan Fillion is a great example. Most people love that guy, but he doesn't do movies for a reason because he doesn't really command the screen just on his own. He's good with ensemble people around him.
And I just want to point out,
do not do that. Grant Gustin, I don't think could pull it off.
Counterpoint, he was excellent in Dr. Horrible.
All right,
who the fuck watched that?
Besides
and Darnell.
Darnell. Good lord. Hey, yeah,
three
people.
people.
I was also point out, and Muschietti didn't even give Grant Gustin a cameo, but he gave a CGI cameo to Henry Cavill's boobs. What are we doing
I
here?
like Henry Cavill's boobs.
Oh God, good lord. There were
I mean,
all right, Gray.
Dude, he's fucking. He's the cavalry.
Gray,
Dude,
help
come
me.
on.
All right, Gray. What
I
are your
mean, you
thoughts
could
on-
do worse than Cavill boobs, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
cage
understand.
boobs.
True, that is worse. Yeah, I don't know. I agree with pretty much what everybody else is saying. A lot of what Darnell is saying. You know, like this dude's trying to make an excuse for it. And is it that he's trying to pull an MSK and like rewrite history, kind of get his narrative on this, or can he not blame like the studio and all the interference? Like it's really hard to say. You know, this was a dying, what do you want to call it? Universe. By the time that this movie was actually getting any sort of traction out there, they knew that Flash and what was it, Aquaman 2 were going to be the last things from like the Snyderverse or whatever, or Snyder adjacent, whatever they're calling this thing. So I don't know. It's not like it had the push that it would have. It just sucks because there's so many elements of this that could have been good, but man, what we ended up with was not good, including like the effects and everything. And it makes me wonder if it's because they had kind of pulled the plug already, or did they just get so complacent? With movies, it sucks because everything is years in the making. So if they're
This one
on
was
the wrong
delayed
track,
many years too. Keep in mind,
yes,
they've delayed
this
movie
was teased since the
so
beginning.
many times. The fact that this movie was even delayed that many times, it came out as shitty as it was. Only Warner Brothers could do that. Only Warner Brothers could delay a movie this much and have it come out this steaming pile of shit. So, as you guys know, for me, I think the Flash movie is fucking trash. I watched it a few times. Once in the theater, I watched a little bit of it when I was at home. Be like, yeah, maybe I was wrong. No, it's terrible. Michael Keaton wasted. Sasha Calle, terrible Supergirl. I hated General Zod, the way he acted, the way he portrayed himself. Ezra Miller, oh God, please blow my fucking brains out. That was yikes. Remember, he's just flailing around without his powers. Yeah, that was so fun to watch. Great. Oh, fuck me. Ben Affleck is there with his terrible Batman suit. He got pulled up by Gal Gadot. He's like, yeah, I'm always like this. What the fuck?
Oh, wait, time out. We haven't even talked about the worst part of this movie.
Which was?
George
Microwaving
Clooney
babies.
as Bruce Wayne.
To be fair, that was at the end of the movie, and I was already disgusted. I was like, I guess.
Come on, we get
Well,
three
let's not
Batmans.
forget. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's not forget the actual endings they had for it. Remember the original picture of the courthouse ending they gave? Yeah, that was the actual ending where Barry's dad gets out of jail. Oh my God, a conclusive way to end a movie, a full circle narrative. No, just randomly George Clooney is Batman, and you don't see the conclusion with his dad of having the happy ending of getting
Well, they're
out.
teasing that's going to be the next one. Come on, MSK.
Yeah, that's
Don't
what my
worry,
friend
Val
told me.
Kilmer's coming back after that.
Someone also told me, yeah, you know what? In the next Flash movie, there'll be the Reverse Flash. Yeah, the next Flash movie. Yeah. Good lord.
Can I also just say that I'm pretty sure that his experience in prison is the kind of experience MSK dreams of every night.
It's not Tuesday yet, but you know, I think the Flash movie is fucking stupid. It's trash to me. Andy Muschietti, oh my God. The woman statements. Well, it didn't appeal to. It's not supposed to appeal to women. Women are not into this stuff. You need to appeal to
women
dudes.
do not like men who are too fast.
You know, we're not going on that.
MSK can speak from experience there.
Because
for ours it is Tuesday, so
you're right. Yeah,
it is. You're right. Look at that.
We're at the point now where people just start saying bullshit. It's like, man, we didn't get enough women to watch the movie. Yeah, you weren't supposed to because your demographic is fucking 30-year-old men. You fucking dumb retard. And then this guy's gonna direct. Come on, this guy's gonna direct the Batman movie. We just talked about how shitty this Flash movie was in this entire video, and he's gonna direct Batman. Him, that guy. That's an L. I'm sorry. I love James Gunn, but man, pick better people. That guy's trash. He directed a terrible superhero Flash movie, and he's going to direct the Batman movie. Let that sink in. Let me get you guys a sink. Let that sink in. Fuck me. God. Jesus fucking Christ. I hate Warner Brothers sometimes. Warner Brothers, oh yeah, you know, Flash is not a popular character. You produced a 9-season show for 10 years. might have been the dumbest thing I've ever heard someone say in my entire
You know,
life. This company just
and
is constant L machines.
more episodes than Arrow, more episodes than any of the other Arrowverse shows.
Yep. And guess who's one of the few actors still talked about from the Arrowverse that everyone thought was the highlight? Grant Gustin. Fucking hell, but that non-popular guy, no one knows what that guy did. But yeah, so thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King. We're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. Wow. You guys did a great job. You clout chasing fucks. We'll go for a little bit longer, but that's pretty much it. I know it's past Syfax's bedtime right now.
I still need to run to the store and go grab some food. Do my
you
meal prep.
Well, aren't you gonna DoorDash some food? I forgot.
No, I make my own food, man. Fuck that.
He's gonna buy his shit.
I have to ask.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever? I assume you guys watch live streams, right? Do you guys ever just like forget that you're one of the people on the live stream and you're not just listening to it?
It's gotten so to the point where now if I'm watching a stream, I go to comment like, shit, I'm not on. I have to stop myself because I'll talk to my mic. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm just watching.
But most of the time, if I'm in chats and stuff, I'm just on my phone and I'm out and about doing shit. So I'm not actually at my computer like right here. Like if I'm right here, I'm probably usually working on my own shit or on a stream. Like I don't use my computer for much.
I often forget you guys aren't supposed to be in 2x speed as well.
But same, if I'm like sci-fi, so I'm watching on my phone, like I'm driving, I'll play a show to listen to it. I'll start commenting or like look on the screen where I need to look to who I'm talking to and realize shit, I'm watching someone else. I'm not on right now. I'm gonna do so many of these a week.
Today I ended up just buying ribs. I went to the store and bought some ribs. That was it. Yeah,
nice.
I made sure to go in and get them because I knew that if I went later, it wouldn't have been there. So I bought the little smaller one to eat something before the stream, and I bought the bigger one. This is the bigger one they had. So I'll just eat this later. Man, I love bigger meat.
Those things are great in an air fryer. You pop in an air fryer for like 5 minutes at 400 degrees. Does
MSK look like he owns an air fryer?
It's cheap, like $20 at Walmart.
I think Tiny gave me one.
See, I'm back on campus.
She did give you one. She did.
But I can't use stuff from a Jew.
Wow.
They'll turn you into one of them. Be careful.
Yes. You never know, man. Hey,
I'm back on campus, so that means back to eating campus food. So
the ironic thing, he's never even opened it, and there's probably like $20,000 in there, but he's just never going to open it. So,
okay, there's an issue with that side facts. You're assuming that a Jewish person would give away $20,000.
Well, I think the bigger issue is assuming someone like MSK would actually do anything.
MSK will cook
effort into anything. Like
MSK will cook the moment that he gets access to a driver's license.
I remember that, Michael. He we're doing food, we're doing weird snacks, and then it just disappeared.
Oh yeah,
I remember that.
We were supposed to do those things.
Yes, because I'm a weird snack fanatic. I was like, this is right in my alley, and then nothing.
We'll do it at some point when I get a lot more richer and successful.
Okay.
Wow.
You could have just said never, man. That's fine. Like that word exists.
We'll accept
that.
But
you're on my side. Oh my god.
No, not at all.
It's almost 11 here. Oh shit.
Yeah, I've got a 9:30, so that's gonna fucking suck. I love that.
Emily, since you're in Phoenix, how are the ladies out there? Are they hot and good looking, and are they looking for a sugar daddy like me?
Well, they're hot, but only because the temperature is hot.
Well, no, I got a buddy in New Mexico.
Also, nobody's looking for MSK.
They said the Albuquerque chicks are pretty good looking.
I know a couple twins that moved out there. They're hot, but I don't know how they like it out there.
Earlier, we should do that for a fun. Whenever we have no topics, I thought about just doing some of them. You guys talk about your favorite MCU movies. So my top 5 has always been the same. I'm saying in order. My top 5 is Winter Soldier, Civil War, The Avengers, Iron Man, and what was my 5th one? I forgot the 5th one, but I know those are my top 4.
Marvel.
But top 5 never changed. I can't remember the 5th one.
I had Guardians of the Galaxy in there as top 5 for a long time. I really enjoyed the first movie. But to be fair, I like that first Thor movie. It really captures Thor from the comics very, very like not like amazing, but it captures the essence of what Asgard is and like how they talk and speak to each other. I love that first Thor movie. Captain America: First Avenger, you love it the more you see it. Initially, I thought it was very boring, but I ended up powering through it. I enjoyed it a lot when I got through
That's
it.
how I felt about Winter Soldier. I had to watch it over and over again to realize it was not as boring as I thought.
I
said in
think the most underrated movie is Doctor Strange, the first one. That's probably the most underrated MCU movie. It's actually really good, despite
Doctor Strange is
not
really
caring
good,
for it.
especially if you watch it on shrooms. That shit is
Why
intense.
aren't you on shrooms, sci-fax?
Don't worry about it, man. That's my own business.
Now, something I mentioned in the chat when I was talking with Darnell about it is I think Winter Soldier might be the best comic book movie ever made because it actually understands what a comic book movie is supposed to be.
Over Days of Future
Comic-
Past? Really?
Well,
Yeah, I kind of
Day of Future Past doesn't it is comic book in genre, but comic book is not a genre.
Yeah. You know that's crazy, dude. They have a character called Wolverine, Magneto, and Professor X. There,
Okay,
from
okay.
actual comic books. You know,
Hear me out on this one, okay?
Quicksilver.
Hear me out on this one,
crazy.
okay?
Goodbye.
Everyone treats comic books like a genre. Comic book is not a genre. It is an application. It's like silent or colorless. There are people who treat comic book movies like a genre. That's why most comic book movies are stale. But it's simply a different avenue of telling stories. So
no.
like
no.
Captain America's First Avenger is a war story told through the avenue of the comic book style.
They're doing great!
No. I get where you're coming from, but comic book is that absolute genre.
Didn't
Now
you just describe a genre by what you just said?
War now. There's war comics. There's different subgenres in the comic book genre, and I'm gonna tell 100% disagree why they're stale because of the shit stories that's being fed to us. Had Marvel not strayed from what they were doing in phase 1, 2, and 3, I hate the whole oversaturation killed the genre. No, it did not. You could have continued telling good stories like the first 3 phases. You could have given us 5 shows a year, 6 movies a year, and we wouldn't be sick of it because we were getting good stuff.
That I would
stale
disagree
because
on.
they're giving us shit stories. That's why it's stale.
But
But I think they're giving us shit stories because their obsession with genre. They create a
giving shit
schema.
stories.
The biggest thing, they don't want to pay the people they've made all the good
no,
stories.
no,
Those
that's
people
wrong
aren't
too.
in that
They're
industry
giving
anymore.
stories because of DEI, representation, and all the other mess. The message. That's why we're getting shit stories. We got to change this person to a different race. We got to change this person to a different set.
but
These
that's the
10
problem.
people have to be gay. That's
But I
why
have
we're
to throw
getting
in a
shit
wrench
stories.
there because you said before phase 4, right? There was bad movies in phase 2 and 3.
There was, but not. Was there enough to derail phase 1, 2, and 3 to end it all? Nope.
You would think
Okay,
so.
but hear me out,
We had
Darnell.
a couple.
Yeah.
Hear me out, Darnell. What are the main things people complain about? The action is generic and nonsensical, and the humor is stunted and bad. Those are the most common
I've never heard
complaints
those
I
complaints.
hear
Just
from
the
modern
MCU?
Marvel movies.
I'm
Here's
saying
the
they're
complaints
talking about the MCU when they're talking about that. Right?
Here's the complaints I hear about the MCU. This
still
person's
going?
gay. This person's gay. This person's now black. This person's now Asian. This storyline was changed. Nothing about the stale fighting. The jokes. I hear that a lot, but I think that's a byproduct of all the other shit being uninteresting.
Look, you know how I feel about swaps, but swaps by themselves are not the problem. It's the fact that the swaps are accompanied by shit writing. Remember, no one gave a shit that we have a black oh god, what's his name?
The swaps are themselves
MSK.
the
Nick
swaps
Fury?
by themselves are a symptom of a problem.
Correct.
Like the Nick Fury one, that is that version of him exists. There's a white guy, obviously, but that version they
Hasselhoff and Samuel Jackson.
Yeah,
They
so
exist.
it's one of those things where I think people will still criticize stuff and overlook it as long as the product is overall fine. Because people still put out that he's black.
Let me give you a really good example of what I'm talking about. Real quick.
It has grounding in the comics because he does exist.
Avengers Endgame is a terrible movie because of its obsession with genre. It is not a DEI-filled movie, but it is so utterly bad because they only cared about the slapstick comedy and the bombastic action.
I don't find that at all.
Endgame was bad because the only reason that it even exists is because of a fucking rat. A rat literally saved the day. the rat knocks over the thing that gets Ant-Man to come out, and then the movie starts. If
There's
that
an
rat
argument
didn't
that I've heard a
exist,
lot
that
over
starts
Star
the whole
Wars.
fucking movie.
A lot of it is
I-
why are you criticizing it's a comic book movie? That is the
I'll go back
defense
even
being
further.
used.
I know.
Well,
It
I'm
exists.
just
in-game-
making
It exists. It exists because Peter
Yeah.
Quill couldn't control himself.
Endgame also
But that was
is-
okay. That was in character.
It was so. Yes. I think Endgame's a good movie. I don't think it's a shit movie at all. It fit into what comic books themselves. Read a comic book. I don't care if it's Marvel Golden Age, DC Golden Age, Eric July, anybody. I don't give a shit. Comic book writing is atrocious. It's
That's not an excuse for a bad movie. That is
dumb
not an
dialogue.
excuse.
Dumb dialogue. So if you go into a comic movie expecting like Oscar-worthy shit, that's your problem. Comic books movies are based on comic books, which are shit right to begin with, and we don't care. We don't care that the dialogue is shit. We enjoy it. Leave it how it is. Don't change it. Don't make it where it needs to be Oscar bait. Don't
Well,
make
I
it
want
to
to
include all
tackle on
these
to the
people.
thing that you said earlier. Over the course of a genre's existence, it will have low points. Every
Correct.
genre has it. So my sentiment is eventually people are going to check out because they're not going to care about it as much. That's how anything in life goes. Like when you get like a wife or a girl. Yeah, there's moments where you're really into each other, but at a certain point you're not that into each other. It's just how it goes. I think people just this was the first genre they ever went through that with, so they're surprised that more people don't want to check it out. Now, I'm not saying it's not the studio's fault either. That is going to be a problem. But over time, when you're exposed to something so much, you're just not going to care about it as much. It's just how it works.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I think the burnout wouldn't have happened immediately
Yeah.
had they just stuck to the fucking stories and not changed everything to make people, oh, I see myself on screen. Or piss off. We don't want these fans anymore.
You said, because you said this about TV shows. We know this too. We always watch long-standing TV shows with multiple seasons. There could be like a show that'll be like 12 seasons in, and that 12th season could be better than the first season. But people have already checked out by then because they don't care about it that much at that point because it's been going on that long.
Right. Ours, I agree with you as well. I agree with you about that comment.
So what I just said in the chat is
you.
that Endgame is a good ending to the Infinity Saga, but in and of itself is a terrible movie that is poorly written and causes a slew of problems on its own. And I will concede that subjectively it is good.
Subjectively. Now you sound like Mahler.
Thank you so much. That is a compliment. To be compared to The Long Man is a good thing. But subjectively, it is a good movie because of what came before. But
Endgame
on its
is a
own,
good,
it is
bad
an
movie.
objectively terrible film. And it
I
is
think the
that
time
it is
travel
so bad
stuff is to start
because of this
screwing it.
obsession with the genre. It must be bigger than the last movie. It must be more bombastic. It must be more expensive. It must have more characters. It must be louder. It must be dumber. And they are totally okay with scrapping any kind of logic under the claim of it's a comic book. So why do you care? It is a comic book, so it can have bad writing. That is not a defense. That is a shield.
No, but
those characters
what I
had
would
to
say,
be there.
No, what I'm saying is I'm going to tackle that is people use those arguments for Endgame. Some of them are valid. I do agree with some of them. But this applies to, as I told Darnell last week, what you're saying applies to every comic book movie. You just choose to apply it selectively. Let's take stock of this in Infinity War. In Infinity War, the movie people like more, Thor throws his hammer at a Thanos with all the Infinity Stones, and it actually hits him in the shoulder to almost kill him. Thor could just kill him right there, but Thor does the classic superhero thing of I'm going to monologue to the villain before I lop his head off.
Yeah,
Thor
push
could
it through,
straight up
pull it out,
murder
cut his
him.
head off. He had a full minute to kill him. You're right.
But that is
loves-
actually consistent with the attitudes of
I got to bounce, man.
Oh, see you later.
man.
Suicide Facts.
Sorry, bud.
Catch you guys later.
Oh, sorry.
man. No,
Do you have to
it's
plug
okay.
anything before you go? Beside my wife?
No, like I'll be on DA's stream tomorrow. I'm going to be doing some reviews this week and just doing some videos. That's about it. But no, I got to get out of here. The store's about to close here in a little bit. I got to get there. So,
Bye, man.
you guys have a good one. Good seeing everybody. Peace.
Yeah, I'll see you on Wednesday. See you later, man.
Yep.
So
here's a pretty clear example as to the problems of that movie. Because I expect some kind of logistical standard. Why didn't Iron Man reverse the snap 5 years ago?
Because he would have lost his daughter.
Yes,
he was not
that's
going to
why
lose
he
his daughter.
should have. That his entire story arc was leading him to the point.
Subjective.
That was character assassination. That was character assassination.
No.
No, that is objective.
Are you fucking kidding me?
We got a nerd war here, baby.
No.
That violates the
Tony
setup we
Stark
were given of
grew.
Iron Man.
Have a kid. Have a child.
The point of Iron Man's story is learning to be a hero, and hero is being sacrificing.
Ask me, would you go back and change how you lived your life in a heartbeat? Yes. After I had my first child, no matter how beaten down I was, no matter how I lost my house, I barely was able to pay for my car. I was fucking down and out. I would not go back. I don't care. I would not go back and give up my kids just to make it better.
See, and I can understand that.
He had a kid. His character grew. That was not character assassination. That was the most character growth out of any character in the whole entire fucking genre.
I just want to point out the reason why that's somewhat character growth, even though it's kind of conflicting. Who was Tony Stark in the first Iron Man movie? A selfish guy who just wanted to sell items for war. It was the unraveling of his character throughout many movies was showing that he can be the not selfless guy who can actually choose the better person.
No, because the ending of Endgame makes him back to being selfish.
No.
Yes, to save the world.
Because he is killing he is basically doing millions of people to die so that he doesn't erase his daughter.
Do you remember what Captain America? Do you remember what Captain America said to him in the first Avengers movie? You won't be the guy to lay down on the ground and cut the wire. Remember? I proved that he will be the guy to lay down and sacrifice himself for his teammates.
So wait. Who did he kill when he snapped other than Thanos and all those fucking animals and evil people?
Okay. Did Iron Man compensate for the supply issues? Did he compensate for the lack of food?
Okay,
there's no food to support all these people.
That goes back to Thanos. Thanos, I was acting, and this I feel this way, and I felt this way then. I stand by this. He was hear me out. Thanos was a Democrat. He was acting on the feet on the like look back how every decade we're not going to live past this year because of this. Next decade we're not going to live past this year because of this. He was living on that. He was like, oh, we don't have enough. Oh yeah, well, why don't you make it better? I agree with you
there, but the different. Okay, look at it this way, right? So the Earth was set up to basically. So Earth had the supply for however many people. 5 years later, or the population is cut in half. So now for the next 5 years, they only produce enough to support half of the population. Okay. You have now doubled the population overnight. How are you going to feed all of these people? Are you going to house all these people? So many people are going to die because the infrastructure does not exist to support them anymore.
So he should have left. So he should have left all the people who have been snapped away.
No, he should have rewound time. Nope. He should have rewound time.
That's not fair to them, and that's not fair to people who were born after. Not fair.
Keep in mind, all of this gets to start with Infinity War.
What about all the people who killed themselves because of what happened? All the people who died.
None of this happens if Thor kills Thanos.
But Thor failing to kill Thanos is in line with what we have established as Thor's character. Same thing with Peter Quill beating the shit out of Thanos.
But, dude, we're at the point that's okay. So Thor 1, 2, 3. We're at the point where this guy is 4 movies deep and he still doesn't know this stuff. That's not at that point. You can't just be in character. Like I understand that for the first 2 movies, 3 movies.
Don't even get me started on what Endgame did to Thor.
Let's not forget this. What did Thanos say to what did Thanos say to Doctor Strange on that planet they were on? You didn't use your greatest weapon. Doctor Strange could literally just stop time. But how did he forget he had a time stone?
He didn't. He had already remember he went through the all the
Dormammu thing.
Scenarios.
Yeah. But you're telling me someone like Doctor Strange can't use the time stone once to stop Thanos in time, take the gauntlet, and go somewhere to keep it more safe from him? It's like I think I don't hate either Infinity War or Endgame. I think that they have their issues in different ways. My problem is like Infinity War is the catalyst for how bad in certain ways Endgame is. Literally, if Thor kills him, it's over. Keep in mind, it's also nonsensical. A 6 Infinity Stone blast is getting taken out by a Stormbringer. That's already ridiculous in of itself.
Breaker.
Well, to be fair, the weapons they make at Nidavellir can handle that type of power, as evidenced by the gauntlet lasting through 2 snaps. And just in the comics, they make fucking very fearsome weapons.
one thing in Endgame, as well, that one bitch, Nebula. So the Nebula in the past, so the Nebula in the future kills the one in the past. So how's the future one alive? That just makes no sense right there. That itself makes
Well,
no
okay,
sense.
that opens another plot hole then. So
You're gonna have that in
what-
comic book movies. Comic book movies
that
are
is
not.
not.
No,
What were the major plot
variants.
holes in
Variants.
What was the major plot hole in where were the major plot holes in Winter Soldier in Civil War? Okay, Civil War has a few. I'll keep that one. But the major
They
plot
all
holes
have
in
quite a
Ultron,
few.
the thing is, there are different levels of plot holes, and there are ones that are nitpicky, and then there are ones that are substantial.
And
plot hole-
also the ones that you yourself allow yourself to accept too. Keep in mind, things are only as big as you allow your
Okay,
mind to
but think about it. So
Fair enough.
If you want to go down that
Gamora-
road, if you want to go down that road, you want to bring up plot holes. None of them are acceptable. Either none are acceptable, or all
No,
are.
because there is a degree of plot
You
hole.
can't pick and choose which ones you,
You know
want to
what?
accept.
The
Which ones you don't.
reason you just gave that makes anything that Iron Man do unfair is completely negated by the fact that he had the Infinity Gauntlet. He could rewrite history and the reality, so the people who
Okay.
came after still exist.
Fair enough. Okay, let me give you a real life scenario here that connects to this. You have a cop. They walk into a alarm going off at a building. A convenience store is closed down. They walk in. Motherfucker jumps out with a gun. He has 0.2 seconds to react. Now, 2 years down the line, there's going to be a jury and probably a bunch of civilians that are going to tear that cop a new asshole because he did what he did in a moment's notice. He had all the stones. Look how the battle was going. He didn't have time to sit there and formulate this great plan to make everything good again. He had a fraction of a second to make a decision, and he made the decision to get rid of the threat.
I want to point out something that Michael said. He went through all the scenarios in MSK. That's another. Good Lord, how does a movie even do that? That's the only scenario that can happen. That's just writing. That's a writing
From
problem.
what I understand, they
one.
actually had an explanation written somewhere. When I understand, the Russo brothers have an explanation.
I'm just saying that specific part is just not good writing. The point that they would write a plot where all these scenarios exist, but this only one could be the outcome. Come on, it's not good.
Right. But RZ, you see what I'm saying? In the battle, shit was happening like this.
Look, I understand what you're saying.
He got the stones. He had to act.
That
he
isn't how we're
and take an hour to figure it out.
That isn't how we're shown the stones to work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I guess this is something. If you have been in a battle like that, I mean, like a alien space battle. I mean, in a firefight or something where you got to think like this.
Yeah, but you didn't have a time stone at the time. The time stone.
Does he know how to use them all? All he knows is
he should.
I can make
He's
a wish
strange,
and
man.
snap. But no, I'm talking about Stark.
Why does Thanos know how to use the stones he's never had before? He knows how to use them immediately.
Thanos spent most of his life trying to find them and learned about them.
But doesn't mean he
so you guys didn't even bring up
what we knew. That's it.
You didn't even bring up the biggest part where it is masterfully written in the comics, and instead they changed it. But now they introduced death, like in Agatha all along, for no reason. Where I don't hate what she represented in that show, but my God, like it makes so much more sense than just, I'm doing it for this ecological reason. The world can't support us all.
Yeah, in the comics, he did it to
See, right there, that itself doesn't even make logical sense. There's no way 14 million scenarios and there's only one that works. That is actually just inconceivably makes no sense.
It's not great writing, but it's acceptable. We're talking about
if these scenarios didn't happen, there's still scenarios and actions they can make on the battlefield because some of these guys are obviously tacticians. They're not stupid.
Right.
These guys aren't dumb.
Right. I'm specifically speaking about his issue with.
That's fine.
He should have come with a better wish, or better whatever you want to call it. I say wish because it seems like I wish this and you make it happen. You don't have time. He didn't have time to sit there and come up with this great fucking plan to make everything better for everybody. I guarantee you, if he hesitated, Thanos would have fucking crushed him and taken the stones back.
Actually, I disagree with the claim that he wouldn't have the time. I bet you Iron Man has spent every waking second.
This man figured out time travel. Didn't he figure out time travel in like less than an hour?
No, Iron Man is a man with severe depression and severe anxiety. That is the kind of thing that keeps people up at night. What would I have done differently?
And I'm gonna tell you something else. I've been through hundreds of hours of training, firefight training, simulate.
prepares you with stuff on the
Simulate.
field. That's what they
Simulate,
say.
I've gotten shot where I can't use my arm or can't use my dominant arm. How to fight, how to get into a physical fight, firefight, whatever. When you're in that type of situation, and I've talked to many of my buddies in the military say the same thing. No matter how much training you have, when you get into a fight, especially when it's like this and people are dying all around you, you do not think.
I know what
Thinking
you're
is
saying.
gone.
Yeah,
Rational thought is gone.
You can prepare yourself all you want studying, but until you're actually like
When
in the thick of it,
you're punched in the face, all plans go away.
What else was there in Endgame? I mean, there's just general things like because Thor, the first part of the Endgame, they go and just lob his head off. I'm just saying, like, oh man, I think Infinity War made me angrier at certain parts more than Endgame did. Because keep in mind, Endgame has to kind of clean up the stuff in the previous movie, so it's harder to do. But Endgame is also the conclusion to all their shit too. What else in there in Endgame? Oh my goodness! Oh, Thanos' plan is stupid. First of all, he's talking about, well, if I blah 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 resource and all this. If you guys know the whole spiel, right? So, how does he know what other planets have as far as resources? He doesn't. He's guessing. And keep in mind,
what I was saying.
Not our
he was
world.
a Democrat going based on just limited knowledge.
And keep in mind, we know the MCU is not like how our world kind of functions. It's galaxy. You're talking a huge ass universe here. How in the world does he know the resource management these planets have? He doesn't. Now, to be fair, that would actually play into the argument that he's just an insane maniac. I agree.
And you see, I thought about that, and what pissed me off when I thought about that, I was like, man, they're making him a misunderstood villain.
Right, he does.
I was like, motherfuckers, they
the misunderstood part is on when they're on Titan.
Okay.
His planet's name is Titan.
But
he's saying, oh, well, my planet went through this. That's literally anecdotal evidence. Just because your planet went through that doesn't mean the other planets go through that. This didn't happen on any
I'm
other
actually going to argue against
his.
that. He is not a misunderstood villain. Everyone understands him perfectly clear. He is misguided and he is a zealot. They did not use it to make his opinion or his stance any less villainous,
which describes a liberal Democrat.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you there, but at the same time, they also don't make it. They don't make these points to make him less evil. They never once make him less evil. What he's doing is objectively evil. Because remember, whatever he does in
his mind, he's right.
In 5 generations, he's gonna have to do it again. The problem is gonna come right back. There will never be a point in which the population is going to be equal to.
But he did understand that in Endgame. Remember when before he has that fight with Tony, Cap, and Thor? What did he said? I thought that taking away half of life, the other half would thrive. So, but keep in mind, that's not
using to wipe the whole universe out.
That's not even the same Thanos.
Nope.
The Thanos that we know from Infinity War his head was lobbed off.
This is a Thanos with less information than
one. That's the Thanos from like.
Yeah, so how did a Thanos with less information know the situation more than the one that was preparing for it his entire life? That itself is stupid. And he effectively killed the Thanos that we got in Infinity War. He didn't bother. We know he can beat the shit out of them and kill them, which he obviously almost did. The Thanos in the Endgame nearly killed them all by himself. But then again, I'm saying these movies are inherently bad. These are just issues that come up with
they're comic book movies. Comic books inherently themselves are bad dialogue. They're horribly written. They're fan fiction of like what we would love to be like. But even before I got to comics, the thought popped in my head that it would be cool if I could fly. It'd be cool if I was invulnerable. It'd be cool if I could do this. Cool if I could do that. You find out comics. Oh, these are things. So these are basically adults who wrote and colored stories of what they wanted. Which this brings me back to like, oh, this is such a good book. This is dude. I don't hold any literature above any other literature in terms of class. I don't hold movies over like Oscar cinema over like no. There's no better than the other. It's all entertainment. It all has its flaws. It all has its failings. Just enjoy it.
Also, comics are not inherently badly written. They're just written differently. Look
at the way they talk to each other.
They rely more heavily on. Yes, I agree.
Hey, man, a lot of these
tinted. But the thing is that it is a visual medium more than a dialogue-based medium, and therefore most of the storytelling is told in the panel and the art. That does not make it worse written or worse media.
Well, you can argue against that. Look at Sandman comics. The Sandman comics are like almost all text on the screen with very little on the page, very little picture.
I don't think it's generally bad dialogue. I
even-
think there's generally corny dialogue from certain
That's-
like
okay,
if you're doing
that's what I mean by bad.
60s,
That's what I mean by
60s
bad.
era comics, there's some corny dialogue.
That's what I
but
mean by
the whole
bad.
time period.
Everything back then was kind
That's
of
what I
like
mean.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I read a
But no,
comic today, I'm
comics are
like,
not an
this
inherently
is some.
inferior medium.
No, I'm not saying it's inferior. I just said that I don't hold comics under anything over anything. But like, okay, I'm gonna use one of the ISOM comics for an example. I was reading. I'm like, this is not how people talk to each other. Like, this is ridiculous. This
Okay,
is kinda,
Isom is
this
not good. Isom is a
but-
bad story.
I'm using that one because that's the one that's most fresh in my mind. But I'll go back to I'm reading Age of Apocalypse like the 15th time. That dialogue is shit. I'm reading Days of Future Past. That dialogue is shit. I'm not saying it's bad medium, but like if you're gonna looking at it and being like, oh, the movies are shit because it's just it's a subjectively
I will
bad
say,
medium.
people talk to each other in a lot of horrible broken language too. Pointing out
Yeah.
a lot of people talking,
But also, that is
various
the
different ways
job
that
of the
aren't even
person who's
conceivable.
doing it. If you do an adaptation, it is your job to make that adaptation work in the new medium. So there is no justification in what the medium that came before was.
You adapt it. Stay true to your source.
And they
I'm fi-
violated the source, and they violated what came before in their own universe. They broke
Yeah.
their own universe.
No
That's
one's
the problem
arguing
with
that.
Endgame.
We no one said. Everyone's agreed on that. Everyone's agreed on that.
I
But
can tell you
therefore, that
firsthand
means
how
that Endgame is a bad movie.
So
That
is every
requires-
other movie then. If
No.
Endgame's bad because every other
No.
movie's bad
you
for
know
the
how
same
many
reason.
superhero movies have almost just as bad as writing as Endgame does, but no one applies that selectively to those other
No,
movies.
but Endgame isn't consistent.
Age of
They
Ultron is one of the
violate-
worst.
Not just in the MCU. How about we go off of? Damn, let's start. Let's go
Age
down the
of
rabbit hole of superhero
Ultron,
movies.
while inconsistent with the comics, is consistent with the world they built.
But what I'm saying is that the dialogue and plot holes that's one of the worst ones.
Let's use
I
an
find.
example here. Let's use Man of
The-
Steel.
The worst,
Let's use-
the biggest violators. I should
Let's
say.
just
Not
use Man of
worst,
Steel.
Good movie.
In that movie, Zod wants to terraform Earth to do something with like bullshit, right?
Mhm.
But that would inherently take away its powers. Why are we
Yeah.
even having a movie then? The villain wants to literally nerf himself to be a human so he can get shot by the army? Like, see, what I'm trying to bring up, I'm not saying even saying you're wrong. I agree with you. It's what I'm saying is most superhero movies fall in that logic if you really broke it down. The ones that don't are the best ones for a reason because they don't really have all of that. See what I'm saying?
I can't think of very many plot holes in Age of Ultron,
Well, maybe
I'm
you
sure
should
they
watch the
exist.
movie.
but I can't think of it very many off the top of my
Maybe you
head.
should watch the movie then.
Oh God!
Honestly, I think I prefer Ultron to the default Avengers,
So-
in my opinion.
So Walter, yeah, no, you're right. Like, I'm not saying Ultron, Age of Ultron was a bad movie. I was just making my point that they all have massive plot holes. They all have massive dialogue issues. They all have the same shit wrong with them. Just,
Hulk by himself in one of the scenes toward the end of the movie just punched Ultron and he was just out. So you're telling me that they just couldn't have gotten Hulk to do that earlier?
Well, no, because he was uploaded to the net. They had to destroy a bunch of. They did destroy
Yeah,
the
yeah.
active Ultrons.
Oh, I'm just saying if the concept is like, hey, Hulk and Iron Man and Vision can overpower him, why are we all going to fight him? It's just
Because there are a million of him.
those. Okay, come on. All those guys can be taken down with like ease. Come on.
Yeah, but it's a million Ultrons versus 6 Avengers.
God, I hate
I have
you.
to ask this. Have you seen Independence Day?
I have.
Okay, so it only takes one virus to take them all down.
That's a kind of dumb plot. I'm not going to say it isn't.
But hey,
Okay, but one of your guys is delivering the antivirus or virus via bow and arrow. Come on.
I mean, it's possible. Hawkeye could have fucking taken it one with a
But a
virus.
dumb premise can be backed up by consistent writing, and Independence Day is a consistently
I'm not
written
trying
movie.
to shit on Age of Ultron. I'm saying they all have major plot holes. They all have major issues. The complaints people have about Endgame, I'll sit there and watch and complain and be like, yeah, but all these complaints can apply to almost every single fucking MCU movie.
But my
They just
point
don't.
is
They
that
just
what
don't want to accept it.
No,
that the movie
okay.
they like has that.
But
hole.
my point is that whataboutism is relatively pointless because of the fact that it's nowhere near to the same degree.
Is it because
It
Endgame's
is.
supposed to be?
You just
to be
don't
the
see
big-
it.
Is it because the
You just
Endgame
don't
is
see
supposed to be just the big finale? That's the reason why you think it should apply bigger to this movie because it's the actual.
No,
ending
because
of the
I
journey?
see Endgame as committing far greater sins. From where I sit, the plot holes, the lore violations, the breaks into the consistency of the world that the Avengers has laid out is violated so much greater in Endgame.
Man, you
all
would hate
for the
comic
point
books.
of spectacle.
Yeah.
Great hit on this, and this is to me the biggest plot hole and the violation is Thanos' reason. When they chose to make it, he wants to cut out half of all life because of resources. That was the biggest violation from the comics, and that in itself is why every fucking movie connected to this
See,
has a major problem.
Another
but
reason.
here's the thing. I
Yeah,
can
you're right.
Wasn't just Endgame.
believe
It
that
wasn't just Endgame.
Thanos. I can believe that Thanos has that idea. I can believe in a world where Thanos would see that as being the solution, even though it is a bad solution.
That's
That's
also
the
a plot
generation you
hole.
grew up in.
That's also
That's
a
the
plot
generation
hole
you grew
in
up
and of
in.
itself by what we're just talking about. So if Thanos is himself, the reason why he's like is because his planet failed, didn't have resources, and he lost everything. Okay, so if he has this gauntlet, and I thought about this for a long time too, he can be a guy to take away all the resources, right? Why can't he just give them more resources then? He
No, I
literally
agree.
give you
That's
more
what
resources.
that's what
That right
the
there is
point
a
is.
plot hole, is it not?
No, it is not a plot hole because I can truly believe that Thanos would have developed that mindset.
Yes.
No,
That's the thing. It is logically consistent to the world, even though it is a bad decision. It is logically consistent to the world that we are shown.
Yeah, well,
but again, that's not the Thanos from the comics. Neither is the Titan from the
I
comics.
know that's not the Thanos from the
So
comics.
it's not Endgame that's violating. It's the other movies that are violating, and Endgame's
Endgame only
having to pay
violates
for
it. Endgame
But
only violates it
Endgame's
because
paying
Endgame
for it.
is
Everyone
okay.
wants to blame
Okay.
Endgame.
Here's the thing. The comics do not matter for the most part to the MCU, aside from being a baseline accuracy. So comparing them to the comics, while valuable, is not all that there is. So while I think they should be beholden to the comics, they need to be beholden to the in-universe rules first. The MCU is more important to the MCU than the comics are to the MCU. If you violate the rules of the MCU, that's the bigger issue I'm having right now than violating the comics.
I would love to do this with you. Sit down, watch every MCU movie in order of chronological order. Okay.
Get us killed.
And every movie, we find all the holes and all these things you're talking about, and see where Endgame ranks in how much is broken the MCU and violates its previous rules.
All I'm
every movie does
is it all. Why does the same logic not apply to Infinity War then? Infinity War took all that stuff.
It has far less plot holes.
A little bit, a tiny bit less. And then in Endgame, that's not even the same Thanos we were fighting in the first movie.
It's not. It's not. But I love Walter's last comment.
Yeah, that's great, Walter. I love you, Walter. Walter's great.
This is Civil War. Darnell. Oh my goodness.
Wait, no, read it all.
Read it all. It's better.
I wouldn't really call it the plot hole. Let's use Black Panther, okay? Black Panther wasn't in a suit. He got kicked off of a waterfall that is, let's just say, above 100 feet. Let's just say. Yeah. He's alive? He got kicked. He was not only slashed by Killmonger, he was kicked off of the waterfall.
MSK, that scene gets worse. First. He wakes up on higher altitude. He fell off of a mountain and was randomly transported to higher altitude without being moved.
But that's a shitty movie because it violates the rules of the MCU.
Black Panther's a terrible movie.
But you don't hear people say that. They only bitch about Endgame. The only bitch about Endgame.
Well, to be fair, the bitch about the CGI too. Black Panther CGI is pretty bad, but
you don't hear people complaining at length about that movie over Endgame. Endgame is one that people complain about the most
because it matters more.
The first three.
People complain about Endgame more because it matters more. People complain about Black Panther a lot, but it is a beaten dead horse. Endgame, however, is still a lively
the white
debate.
man beat the black man.
Exactly.
You said the joke.
Exactly, MSK. Now get
set it up
fucking fields and get the material for my shirts.
I'm just saying, you kick a motherfucker up 100 feet of water.
No, dude,
Black Panther is a bad movie. I agree. It is a poorly made movie, but they have some good things in it. And I'm not saying Endgame is all bad. Like I said, I think Endgame is an excellent ending to the Infinity Saga. But as its own movie, it is poorly constructed, and people let it get away with far too many things because of its place as the ending.
I don't see that.
I hate you.
We will have to do an MCU entire Infinity Saga binge, and
I will.
I tell you, when I have time, I will watch every movie and I will document every fucking thing that I see, and we'll compare them. I know you're not gonna watch them, so I'll watch them.
no, I'll totally watch this.
I eventually have to do it because
But
it
here's
might be pretty fun.
Here's the thing.
I'm saying the first
The
Iron Man
moment-
holds up really well. I don't
So
care.
okay, like here's the thing. When I walked out of Endgame, first of all, I was bawling my eyes out when Iron Man died. Like I was legitimately like,
Of course, you have to tell me that
Balling.
I could figure that out.
no, like I was like, because MC, I'm 22, so my entire childhood has been MCU.
Yeah.
I grew up with the MCU, so it's
Yeah.
legitimately like I'm bawling, and then I'm out of the theater, and it's like as I'm driving, I'm like, everything wrong with movies starting to come up. I was like, there was like, yes, it was a great spectacle, but there were so many problems. It's not even like I had to sit down and think about them. It's like just passively sitting down, they all became
Essentially,
And-
what you're saying, it's all style, no substance.
Here's
Yes.
another thing with that.
For style.
I had what you're doing is what I did. I'm pretty sure what he's done. I'm pretty sure what he's done. We were younger. Fine, everything wrong with a movie. I was when I was younger. I was doing that during the MCU at the beginning. I had to stop myself. It's a comic book movie. I'm getting what I wanted as a kid. I wanted to see these things off the page and onto the screen. I'm looking into it too hard. I just need to enjoy it. Not just enjoy they're feeding me crap. Enjoy that they're taking the stories and putting on the screen. Now, if they start, and I said this before in game, if they start changing fucking stories and changing characters and changing that, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what any of the people my age were looking for. There's gonna be holes. There's gonna be problems. Don't look in it. Don't tear it apart. Enjoy it for what it is.
I'm not looking into it all that deep. This is
You are,
these are surface level complaints.
No, if you're not looking for problems, you're not gonna see it.
I didn't look for these problems.
It's
That's
like,
the thing. I
think
agree. If you look for problems, you will find problems in the movie.
I
But
think
these are not
Walter
problems
said
I
it, though.
searched for.
Walter said it earlier. We're talking about a universe where a fucking talking raccoon shooting up a bunch of people.
But that's the problem too.
But that is a bad argument. So are you telling me that if randomly Iron Man showed up and he's like naked and just like purple for no reason, that's fine because there's a raccoon with a machine gun?
No,
Yes, it's whataboutism, but you're saying that the world's consistency doesn't matter and logic doesn't apply to this world.
no, I'm not saying that at all.
Then what's the point of that argument? That argument makes no sense.
So you need to put well, it does make sense. Where is your line where it's no longer believable?
So long as it remains in the stuff that has been laid out by the film.
So Fast
No.
and Furious.
No franchise has ever done that. No franchise can
Up
do that.
until that
Yes.
point, the MCU maintained logistically consistent.
No, it did
The
not.
first 6 episodes of Star Wars maintained logistical consistency.
Are you? Oh my god! Episode 1, midichlorians are what cause the Force. Episode 4, 5, and 6. It's an energy in the universe.
The midichlorians is not inherent.
It did not maintain consistency.
Midichlorians did not
Nothing
violate consistency. As
Yes,
stupid
it
of a choice as
does.
it was, it does not, because they never once described what midichlorians are. Midichlorians is something that's simply
There
present.
is massive.
No, but when they did describe it in the first, in 4, it was that ancient religion. Not, oh yeah, that thing that like my dad practiced. Yeah, that same thing. Yeah, I got that in my blood too. It's weird. They definitely changed it, but you're coming in after that, so that probably feels all normal. I came in after Ewoks, so that
But
feels
also,
normal to me.
even in the
I'll go with Star Wars.
original,
I'll go one more thing with Star Wars. Yoda trained. I trained Anakin when I saw what he was, and you go look at episode 1, 2, and 3. He didn't train him till almost the fucking other people training him.
We're going off Star Wars logic and consistency. People like
That's-
Revenge of the Sith.
There's no consistency.
Just pointing out, after he turns into Darth Vader, why does he stay with the Emperor? Padme's dead. He didn't keep his
because
promise.
there's
He's
nothing
dead.
else.
No. But the
Because-
point
no,
of
because
being
the
his
Emperor
friend was he was
convinced-
going to keep her alive.
He convinces Anakin that he's the one who killed Padme. So Anakin believes that there's nothing else anymore.
Correct. Well, you brought up Star Wars. Star Wars has a ton of inconsistencies between the first 6 movies.
Yeah,
A fuck ton of them. They violate rules set up in 4, 5, and 6, and
But
1, 2, and 3.
logically, it is relatively sound.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not.
God, I hate you guys were raised by wolves.
Absolutely
I
not.
love I love it. That's good. I like it.
Every
No,
IP,
I'm
every
gonna
IP
say
violates.
to Darnell's point about the movie criticism. I just apply all criticism kind of fair and equal across the board, unless it's something like, man, like horror movies, right? You know, people say horror movie characters are bad. I kind of just know going in most of the time horror movie characters are gonna be bad. That's not an excuse. So if there's ever any good ones, I'll give them a little bit of extra praise to have some good horror characters, right? But as you said, logical consistency in a horror movie is kind of, pretty much by the numbers. Now, with the MCU, I would say, man, how about we go through what other movie has bad logic like Endgame? I mean, I would just say Infinity War.
Thor 2.
Captain Marvel.
But so with that many directors over that many different movies, I know Kevin Feige oversaw all of it. But like with that many, there you go. That many directors.
You just won.
That is the most biggest violator. If you want to bring one up.
Infinity Saga, though. I am defending the Infinity Saga. Fucking Infinity came after.
I guess Black Widow's in there. No, I'm just kidding. I'm done.
Yes, Black Widow's terrible.
Or you say Infinity Saga.
We call in a single other Avenger.
Do you count Far From Home? Because Far From Home is the end of Phase 3.
Far From Home is after the Infinity Saga because it's after you snap back to real life.
It's still in Phase 3.
But it's after the Infinity Saga.
I guess.
No Way Home, not Far From Home. No Way Home.
Yeah, I said Far From Home, right?
No Way Home. Yeah, he said Far From Home. Yeah.
I said Far From Home, right?
No, Far From Home. No, he is talking about Far From Home. That's what he means.
Yeah. The one thing I hate about that movie was that Peter fucking gave up the glasses that were given to him by Star. Right. Oh my god, that movie's such.
Oh my god,
trash.
Far From Home actually makes the issues with the way that Iron Man undid the snap even worse.
Why did Peter give the glasses to him? He knows how much Tony means to him, and he gave. Oh, let's just give Tony's precious thing away to this random guy I barely met like 5 minutes.
Just like Cap giving his shield to Falcon and not Bucky.
He did know Falcon for
another terrible decision made.
He's not
Bucky
a random.
Should have gotten it.
No, but Falcon's not a random. He knew him for a good amount of time.
Still in violation of internal consistency for him to give it to Sam Wilson when Bucky's right there.
But giving your glasses to your random teacher that you barely know, giving your precious prized possession your mentor gave you to this random fucking dude. What a horrible fucking movie.
Well, hold on. There's a valid logical explanation. The character is what, 17, 18?
He's a kid and he's making mistakes.
He's a kid. He's impulsive. He's huge into superheroes, and he thinks he met a guy from another reality.
Yeah.
He was manipulated. I thought the same thing you did the first time I saw it. After I watched it again, I'm like, wait a minute. No, this dude manipulated the shit. He knew what Peter was into. He made him think he was this guy from another reality.
Yeah, the reason why I bring it up as a thing, because it contradicts stuff even set up in Homecoming. Like in Homecoming, he knew something was up with Vulture, and he desperately tried to get Tony involved. But then in Far From Home, he's not even that guy anymore. It's like, what happened to the kid that was so gung-ho? He was almost ready to have arguments with Tony over being in the suit. Like, what happened? Like,
yeah,
it's that stuff that when it comes to like MCU sequels, I get a little weary at, because I don't even know if the sequel is going to carry the decent amount of stuff that might be said by the first film. Like in Ant-Man 3, why is Judy Greer's character not there? She saw him when he was a deadbeat loser, saw him was putting his life together. So are you telling me at the third movie we're not going to see Judy Greer's character happy that he became the hero? So bad, man.
All right, budget scheduling.
We've been arguing for about an hour now.
You've been arguing with yourself.
So look, I wish that I was a bit less tired and had recently been able to think, because I was not expecting to argue this, so I hadn't thought about it.
Me neither.
Because I think we both could probably strengthen our arguments a lot more by thinking about it.
No. I'm pretty confident what I've said so far.
Oh my god!
What I mean is you could easily have found actual counter examples of what I was talking about, and I could have.
If I don't have it in front of me, I wouldn't remember it. Even if I watched it and prepared for it, I wouldn't remember. I'd have to have it in front of me. That's my fucking brain doesn't work like it used to.
Yeah, so we'll just. No, it's fun. It was fun talking about this stuff. I'm just saying, across the board, you could apply these logics to any movie you can. You know, you can find plot holes in the best movie of all time. I promise you can. The only reason people don't is because they
I will agree.
like a said movie more than they give it free passes.
Almost every movie has plot holes. Almost every movie has inconsistencies.
Tell me one that doesn't have one.
I don't know any off the top of my head. They didn't have any. But I'm not going
Rachel
to
Zegler's Snow White
hold
movie
on.
coming up.
Hold on.
It'll be the
I realize
perfect
what I
movie.
just asked you, and you've only seen probably like 15 movies, so you don't really have the.
Look, it is impossible to say that there are no. Okay, actually, I can name.
There is no movies that are perfect.
I can name
plot
you
and
movies
perfect,
without plot
no
holes because they're literally like just a train moving.
Rachel Zegler's Snow White. It'll be the perfect movie of all time. It'll appeal to
If
my
the whole
LGBTQ.
plot hole, that's not a movie with no plot holes. You can't use that. You can't use that.
It's impossible to say that there's no movie without plot holes.
I can guarantee
there has to be one without any. There has to be.
Why?
A plot hole to me is why? Wait, what?
Why does there have to be one?
Plot holes.
Why does there have to be one?
I didn't say there
I
did.
guarantee there's not. I guarantee you.
But
find one, and I will say I'm wrong.
Damn, that how many movies would have to watch? We'll be dead by the time we watch every movie in existence to figure this out.
I know. But I mean, just at the end of the day, the only time that plot holes really matter is when they take you out of the movie, is how I feel about it. And the plot holes either take you out or really destroy the movie at a fundamental level. And I feel like that's what separates Endgame, is that the plot holes in it, you don't have to think about them. They're on surface, they destroy the movie at a foundational level.
That's subjective. Because he said it himself. You will give a movie you like, and not just you, but like everybody. You like the movie, you'll give it more of a pass than a movie you don't like.
But
everyone's like that.
There aren't any movies that I can think of that I like that have those kind of problems. When I say there are foundational errors in script writing, so objective errors in script writing, that's what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, that's all the stuff I brought up with the Flash applies also that stuff to Endgame.
Oh, I know. No, Flash is terrible. It has
horrible. If you like the movie, you will forgive it more than a movie you don't like.
I will admit when I say that I subjectively like is terrible. I will admit that.
I will still like movies and tell you certain things that are bad about them, but I can say overall I like them.
On that note, what I'm saying about Endgame is people like have it so low. It's such a shit movie. Oh yeah, I can tell. I can sit here and go through every Marvel movie and tell you how they all belong at the bottom.
But I would say Eternals is the absolute bottom.
Yeah. Yes. No. Shang-Chi. I've watched both of them. They do this.
Now, if someone makes an argument that in reality all comic movies are bad, well, I disagree. I will certainly entertain that argument.
That's why the ones that aren't in the logic of what you said earlier are the praised ones. That's why they're upheld to a different standard. No. I have my day off tomorrow. I'm going to bed. But yeah,
I am fucking.
We gotta get out of here. Arza got us arguing. This is all his fault. I'm blaming the white man. It's all the white man's fault.
If he watched more movies, he would be under more understanding.
Lord, man. All right, we'll start with outros. Arza, what you got planned coming up?
I'm finally going to be hopping back into content creation, and it feels so good to be coming back into this.
Lies.
I just changed my schedule some, so I now get out at noon on Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Nice.
So that's going to make life so much easier. Because before I had a 2-hour break in my schedule.
Ooh.
So I just got rid of that. So every day videos again. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to the new year. My new year officially starting and kicking off. I think it's going to be incredible fun. And that was it. That was the end of my intro.
I was looking at hot girls on Instagram. Darnell, what you got planned?
Well, tomorrow night, Quizmaster Darnell Quigley will host Trivia Time with Quizmaster Darnell Quigley on youtube.com/trivia. Or is it trivia? Son of a bitch. There it is. Trivia Time DQ. Sorry. 8:45 Central Time. Central Time is the best time. No comment. Oh, okay. I was waiting for Arthur to say something.
You're wrong.
He always does when I say that.
You're wrong.
No, okay. That's why we're the central, right? The center. All right.
You are occasionally wrong.
Yeah. They're fun to do every once in a while. And the only reason why I don't just utterly destroy more people when I do it is because people understand I've watched a lot of movies. So when we're talking about one movie specifically, it's hard to just go back and remember everything I didn't like about it. I like some about some of these bad movies too. It's very few things, but no, movies like The Flash are just so unbelievably shit. I just enjoy destroying the movies like
Yeah.
that. I'm good.
Hey, MSK, how was the Union?
So there's quiz time, then trivia time. Then Friday I'll be on Insert Title here with Truck on Emerald Arrow, Theo Snodgrass. I forgot who our guest is gonna be this week. I don't know if they're set up. I will be announcing in the next day or two the date of the panel trivia finale, where it's gonna be the big free for all for an actual title belt for the champion of the trivia time, and it will be starting the new season after that. I'm looking for some panelists to come on and take part in this. You have to actually watch movies and listen to music to understand to have a chance, Arza. So you got a few months to get on that. Curse of Strahd Saturday. I'm missing. Touch Grass Saturday morning with Theo and Drunken Emerald. And YouTube.com/Sham Records at Sham Records. AI created music. Check it out. It's fun, funny music. And there's some covers that are really, really good. There's a 9-minute cover of Baby Got Back that I personally listen to probably like once a day because it's fun. It's a country folk cover of it.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
You like folk?
Interesting.
Yes. It's actually pretty cool. It's a live version too. Made it live.
Hey, a black guy. Ray, how you doing? You got anything planned coming up?
Yeah. So I was supposed to do a stream with a rather large YouTuber, one that MSK would be very envious of. But
me?
it got canceled.
Of course.
Well, yes. I mean, he would be envious of you.
So I was your second choice. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, third. The second guy didn't answer. So then I was like, hey, let me talk to MSK, see what this dude's got going on.
Third option. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched way too many movies this last year. So yeah, I was asked to go ahead and give my top 10, bottom 10. So those videos should be out and my channel shouldn't be dead in the near future. But yeah, videos coming. Thanks both Walter and Michael for putting a whole bunch of links in the chat. But yeah, if you get a chance, go over, check that out. If not, I slum it here on MSK show every now and then.
Yeah, Gray is usually on just Wednesdays. But, if he wants to come on Mondays, he can. He just has to remind me because we usually have Bob and Cyfax here with us, usually as our guys for Monday. But as you guys know, Bob will be on next week. I, myself, am working on putting out consistent content in a shorter time frame. That's my biggest goal for 2025. I'm working on getting all of these videos we've done on these shows clipped out, uploaded. I still have other golden nuggets we did on the Iron Man podcast I still have to put out for you guys. And gonna work on getting all of my pre-recorded content on this channel uploaded to Rumble, and the episodes of the Iron Man podcast up on the podcast platforms, and then the episodes of this show on the podcast platform as well at some point. And the Cloud9 podcast is now officially back Sundays and Thursdays with me and Chaz, and we're gonna try and have the show with me and Laps Fan as consistently as we can, talking more comic book news and doing reviews of comic books if there's news to talk about. And the same goes with Professor Savage Dad. But yeah, we ended up having a longer show than I anticipated, but it's fine. It's fine. I have the tools to cope with whatever life throws at me. And now Arza is going to go watch the Melanie Mac video that she did talking about the whole Goonergate thing. Oh, fucking Jesus Christ. This is the reason why.
Oh God, is that going to be my first video back? Is Goonergate again?
I hope.
Okay.
Man. Just imagine this, guys. There was a time period where men didn't give women opinions because this is the result of it. But there was a reason why their opinions were restricted, because they're not smart in most capacities ever. It's very rare you meet an actual decently smart woman, So you mean Chaz and I. Chaz is the draw, so lead with him first.
It's true.
Me
He's the
and
talent.
Chaz. Am I gonna watch Wolfman? I don't know if my theater is even gonna have it. That's the thing.
If you did want to make it more of a draw, you could just leave your name off of it. You could just advertise Chaz.
Yeah, but that's kind of gay.
Think about it. Okay.
I'm the big
Never
draw.
touched before, MSK.
I don't know.
Never
I'm the big draw for the show because I have all the league knowledge up here. But yeah, you guys are gonna get a lot of content this year, and I'm just looking forward to give it to you guys right in the back from behind with multiple different strokes. So I should go watch Wolfman. No, you're not. You're
Yeah,
lying to
man.
me.
Like if you paying for that, go watch movies, dude. Shit.
21
Yeah.
bucks a month for unlimited movies.
Go
Yeah.
watch movies.
Oh,
Okay, MSK, didn't you say you were into Harry, man? Wolfman
Dude,
seems right up your alley.
Dude, freaking what I told Cyfax was I didn't know he was already doing. Do
And
the
you
quick
get the
out of
Silver
theater
Surfer
review.
there. Silver Surfer's in it.
Do the quick out of the movie theater reviews that John Campea does. Those get ton of views. So yeah, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. We will see you guys in the next one. Have a great night, everybody.